Welcome back, everyone, to the Arizona Cardinals and New York Giants 10-year sim franchise. Welcome, Voodoo.
Hello, Voodoo.
Yes, and last episode was certainly something. A lot of technical difficulties, but a very weird year as well. And really, it was just a great Super Bowl, though. That was the capper there. Unfortunately, your audio was non-existent for the back end of that game because I had some technical difficulties, but nonetheless, great game, electric game to see.
Yeah, the Super Bowl was awesome. Definitely was a good game. Still worth watching. But yeah, no, it was you know, you gotta look past the flaws of the diamond.
Yeah, exactly. But speaking of flaws, let's look at some retirements because people getting old is a flaw. We'll start with the Cardinals. Trey McBride retires. Shout out to him. Uh,
Yeah, we mentioned how he might have been playing his or at least
yeah,
I called it out. He might be playing his last game as a Cardinal. Whether he wasn't he also expiring as a contract? I believe
I
his
I think so. But yeah, he chooses to retire, which fair. He was getting up there, but you know, very consistent player for me in the sim as well. But shout out to him. Love Trey McBride. Moving to your Giants, any injury or not injuries, retirements? No. All right. Looking at the total group of the NFL, Will Anderson is a big one.
yeah,
Um,
dude. Yeah, I
11 years.
man, we're getting to the point where there soon is going to be no real life
Yeah.
players. We're getting close.
Yeah, Zach Frazier and Gray Zabel, Peter Scaronti. There's a former Giant, Talanoa Hufanga, retiring.
Yep,
Um,
that's a big one. Rest in peace, Ufunga. Puka
Puka
Nakua is
Nakua,
gone.
we
Yep.
talked about it. We didn't know his future, but he chose to retire on top of the mountain with an incredible performance in the Super Bowl. Um, Diamador Lenore, former Super Bowl MVP, retires. Former Giant Cordell Flott retires.
hmm Garrett Wilson is a Jet for his entire career and
Poor,
retires
poor
there.
him.
Yeah, rough. Him and Jeffries were moving, but wow, what a
Yeah,
horrible organization.
yeah. Bo Nix retires with the Chargers after 10 years. That's it. He was an older rookie, to be fair,
Wow.
but um,
Yeah, he was
oh,
just getting out
Quinn
class.
Miners retires. Broncos losing the best lineman in football. That's a brutal loss to have. Um,
That is a brutal loss. That O line, it was really good. I mean, they had some holes, but now they have some even bigger holes. No,
yeah,
that's not what they want to
yeah.
see.
I mean, it's like you on a Saturday night, honestly. Just bigger
There
holes.
you go.
Jamar
Who the fuck is?
Chase,
I
huh?
don't think I've ever seen this name, D'Artagnan Tinsley.
Looks like he's
That
a
is a
Brown,
name.
based
Yeah.
on his uniform. But yeah, Jamar Chase retires after a probably Hall of Fame career. You'd have to assume,
Yep.
based on
It
his
retires an
performance.
offensive player of the year as
Yeah.
well last season. So
Bears took two Lions and they retire as Bears, the Jack Campbell and Aiden Hutchinson.
yeah, Bears. I feel like they should have got. Like I remember they made some big moves. They just never moved the needle,
Not
and
yeah.
it's
It's
unfortunate.
like Caleb Williams had like a couple solid years, but honestly, he's been very inconsistent.
True. True. Remember he's had some stinkers as well.
Yeah.
Former Cardinal Garrett Williams is going to
Shout
retire
out.
here as well. Chris Olave, Devin Lloyd, Diane Henley, Ricardo Green, Jaden Reed, a couple of other guys on here. Jalen Petrie. Oh, Michael Wilson.
Former
He's going to be
Cardinal.
retiring. Yep.
Jalen
Finally.
Carley's former Giant.
Honestly, he stayed pretty high level, I believe, up to retirement.
He was
He was
like a
playing for a few teams.
78 or something for a while.
Yeah, I think last season he was a free. Yeah, of course he didn't get picked up, but
Yeah.
for up until then he was getting signed. I remember he had some good seasons elsewhere, but
Yeah.
uh, former Giant Jalen Carleys does retire free agent as well. Christian Darisaw, it's a good left tackle there, is retiring. Jaquan Brisker, Braden Fisk, Kalijah Cansey, Tank Dell, Darian Porter, AJ Terrell, that's a big one. Aleem McNeil, Brandon Jones, just a lot of free agent guys who were kind of fading out the league. Greg Newsom, just guys who I think if kind of their best football is behind them, they're not really getting picked up anywhere, and you know
John
it makes
Michael
sense why a lot of these
Schmitz,
guys are retiring. Oh, that's a legend right there.
legend for the
That's a pretty good.
Giants.
There you go.
Oh, Andy Reid retires. That's okay. That and then also the defensive coordinator
Oh,
for the Jets retires. So we might actually see teams pick up somebody that's not an entire group of coaches this year.
yeah, the Chiefs are gonna have a new. I mean, because the thing I think we don't talk about for coaches,
Yeah,
obviously the storylines are fun, but there's actual statistical like things that the coaches can do to help their team win in game and in simulation. So they're gonna have to find a guy to. I know the Chiefs are usually pretty good, but they're gonna have to find a guy to replace Andy Reid. What a legendary coach.
yeah, great career. Obviously, a Hall of Famer, probably first ballot, you'd assume. Um, but I will say, like the back end of his career here in the simulation, really never was able to win another Super Bowl or get back to one even.
Yeah, it
Um,
felt like past Mahomes' prime, he kind of just they really couldn't get a Super Bowl run together. They had some nice, I think, some nice runs. They
yeah, they
they
had a
made the playoffs
couple.
a few times,
Yeah,
but
I think
yeah,
they made the AFC Championship. I think was it last year or the year before, but they lost in the championship, I believe. Yeah, that was last year actually, because they it was the Chiefs and who's the team that just lost the Super Bowl? Broncos. No, maybe it was the year before. It was Chiefs Raiders.
uh, yeah. No, last year was Patriots
Yeah,
Broncos, and
that's
then the year
yeah.
before that
I think it was
was
Chiefs Raiders. Maybe
no,
I'm
last
wrong.
year wasn't.
Maybe it was the year
Yeah, no,
before that. I feel like they did make an
no, it
AC.
wasn't.
No,
They
okay,
they were in the divisional. They were a first round division team
okay.
2 years ago, but then they didn't.
Maybe I was just thinking of the Patriots and last year with they're the same team
Maybe
essentially.
they did make the championship in a couple back when the Niners won the Super Bowl.
Okay,
That year they made the championship and
that's
lost to
fair.
the Broncos, who
So I was
also end
right
up
just
losing
wrong year.
another Super Bowl.
um,
Yeah, they end up losing another Super Bowl,
yeah.
which is fortunate.
But speaking of coaching, let's see what other coaches are going to be leaving. Um, the Chargers finally part ways with Jim Harbaugh after just a continuously just middling group where they just continue to not get anywhere. Um, the Chiefs also fire the defensive coordinator, so we will see some new pieces there, just not an offensive coordinator. The Eagles finally moving off of Nick Sirianni and company. Jets getting rid of only their head coach and offensive coordinator because their defensive coordinator retired. So we will see a full new group there in New York. And then the
There you
Packers
go.
fire all their guys. And actually, an interesting one: the Jags fired just Liam Cohen and not the coordinators. That's a first as well.
Mm, it's
Uh,
interesting.
yeah, but Brendan Washington fired after being D coordinator for 1 year in Green Bay. That's an interesting one. Could get a job as a head coach possibly.
Maybe that's definitely I wouldn't doubt it.
Maybe going to the Chiefs could be an interesting spot, honestly.
That could be. That's a very, of course, I believe, yeah, one of the most underrated defenses, for sure. Of course, with Spags in real life, but Brendan Washington could definitely lead a pretty good Chiefs defensive unit.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
but aside from that, I guess let's look at the mock draft 4 before we go to next week and see who gets signed. Looks like Eagles are going to take an edge rusher at 1, and of course a bunch of D tackles um, and edge rushers in this draft, of course. Continuing the trend, you see some offensive linemen. There's some corners here as well, receivers a little bit as well. Bengals maybe looking to take a running back at pick 18. Uh, round 1 talent, quarterback, Bobby Hendricks, projected to go to the Niners after Anthony Richardson's best season, probably. Um,
Mm.
but I mean, at the same time, it is still Anthony Richardson.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
a couple more
Fair enough.
edges and D tackles. Now the Cardinals actually projected to take a receiver. That's interesting because it's not a super huge need now that we've re-signed Marvin Harrison, and but he is getting older, so I don't hate it, I guess. But we also have Cobb, and we signed Ramos, but it wouldn't be the worst thing. Um, I feel like this is the guy that you were projected last time, the
What's his
lead
name?
speed, Leonard Starks.
Leonard
Yes,
Starks.
yes it is. You were
Yeah.
projected him
Yep.
at 28. He's now projected to go to me a pick before. Oh, we have back-to-back picks. That's fun, but I'm sure you're excited about your projection here.
Ooh, sorry, I'm not. I'm actually not. I'm catching
You're
up
not
with the
looking.
power rankings. But
Oh,
what's my
okay.
what's my projection?
You are projected to take Roberto Ray, the center out of NC State.
Oh, yes. Please, I'm
he's
not gonna get my hopes up,
I will
but
tell
oh
you,
man,
he's his strength's not great, but he's an elite athlete outside of that, so could be a really good guy when he's like pulling, and going
I
for
think
screens.
it's an upgrade no matter what. Really, it'd be hard
I
to
mean,
not
yeah,
be an upgrade.
yeah, he does. He looks pretty good. I wouldn't say he's better than the center last year, but he might be overall wise. But like, I don't know. It's tough to say. But I do think he would be a huge piece to that O line that's been needing help badly. So could be a fun pick up there, but we'll see. I mean, mock draft 5 is going to be the more accurate one. But let's go
For
ahead and
sure.
advance to the fill staff week and see what holes get filled, including yours. Whoa!
Ooh,
By the
there
way,
you go.
Cardinals first time in a while above the negatives here in cap space. 14.4 million to play with in free agency.
Nice, nice.
That is fun to see. But let's go ahead and take a look at the coaches signed, if any, which is obviously going to happen. There's going to be guys. So the Eagles bring in a young guy, Lynn Wagner. Uh, Interesting. They bring in Brian Schottenheimer, who just continues to get passed around as an offensive coordinator, and they bring in Brendan Washington as their defensive coordinator. So
Oh, I like that for him.
yeah, that's an interesting one. Chargers choose new guys as well, Clyde Holland and some other coordinators. The Jags replace Liam Cohen with Nick Sirianni. That's interesting.
Ooh, all right,
I
all
don't know how
right.
I feel about that.
I think might be at least maybe a floor raiser, maybe give a little more stability. I mean,
Possibly.
The Eagles haven't been good recently. I don't know. It's
It's
risky.
tough to say. They've had good years, but I don't know. We'll see. Um, Packers go with a whole new group. Garrett Pratt, the head coach, and then Jets do the same thing. Bill Summers as their new head coach and other guys, and then the Chiefs actually opt to go young. Ed Visco is their new coach, and they do bring in a defense coordinator, but no Liam Cohen signed, which is actually kind of surprising to me. I figured maybe he'd get at least an offensive coordinator job somewhere, but guess not.
Mm,
Um,
interesting.
I want to see in terms of re-signings for the Cardinals in the Phil staff week. They do re-sign their free safety Ty Miller to a 3-year deal, and then pick up the 5th-year option for Brett Charles. And your New York Giants, let's see, they don't do anything because they don't have money to. Um, which
There
fair
you
enough.
go.
Let's see. I think that's. Oh yeah, so Cardinals restructured a couple contracts. Skillen specifically restructured to give them 20 million in cap space. Also, they released Noah Aldridge, their RB1 past 2
Oh,
seasons, uh, as a cap casualty. But
huh.
I don't know. I mean, it's tough, but I do think it's a position that we can manage to be okay with if we're getting more money. And I think we'll be okay. Um, and actually, let me look
Yeah,
for
with all the
you as
injury
well.
issues and stuff, it makes sense. I feel like
Yeah,
he had a lot of upside, but no, I think you got to get consistency at the running back position.
yeah, and um, doesn't look like yeah, does not look like your Giants made any restructures. Just signing their practice squad guys um to their team. But I don't know. What do you think? You ready to go to the
Yeah, I'm ready to go. I
you
just
want
finished
to or
the outline
do
of the
you want to
power
do
rankings.
that, or do you want to talk about the uh outgoing free agents? Oh my goodness, this is actually not good at all.
Oh yeah, did you go over your expiring contracts yet?
No. This
Let's
doesn't
go
look
over it.
very good, actually. Will Johnson looks like he's not coming back. That's brutal. Jaron
Oof.
Finnegan, the left guard, also going to be leaving. Will Carr, right tackle. The second tight ends, Emmanuel Fernandez, looks like he's not coming back. Colt Stern, the D tackle. Honestly, Carlos Broyles, backup left tackle, and then Enrique Magana, right guard, leaving. So pretty much everything but center and left tackle are going to need replaced on the O line for the Cardinals. Corner is going to
Yeah,
be
it
upgraded.
sucks losing all that depth. Yeah.
So that is brutal. I know you talked about it before the video, but I'll go over your
Go right ahead.
your guys here. So obviously some depth options, but the biggest ones here are Devin Rudolph, the Sam linebacker, Charles Anderson, the D tackle, who I don't remember what he was. Did he do much? I don't really remember.
Charles Anderson. He actually, I don't think I've ever seen this guy in my life.
He's an
Hold on.
85 overall. He's good, but Quincy
Uh,
Barber and Marshall Malone, both 86 overall running backs. So leaving
yeah,
Cameron Snow by himself. Drew
yep,
Phillips finally leaving, which is probably a good thing. Um, Malik Neighbors leaving. Still a very good player. Unfortunately, just no money to pay him. And then Mike Widener,
yeah,
who's never gotten a shot to be good
yeah. No,
since
not
your first
not.
2 years.
Yeah, that sucks. That one hurts probably my heart the most, even though he wasn't the
Yeah.
best. But Neighbors also franchise legend because he's been good in the sim as well. So
Mm-hmm.
it sucks to see him go. Yeah, I think you know it's gonna suck seeing that, but also yeah, the biggest piece I'm gonna definitely miss is the right tackle.
Bobby Wilkins.
Just- yeah, Bobby Wilkins because he was a multiple time Pro Bowler, and I feel like our depth at line isn't the greatest, so it's gonna take some work to rectify that.
Yeah, where I actually interesting. Hold on. I'm
So yeah, by the way,
confused.
Anderson is our defensive tackle 3.
Ah,
I
I
think
see.
he was one of the guys we drafted. Who know? I mean, I'll double check that, but I'm pretty sure he just never did anything. Yep, he was a 6th round defensive tackle. Oh,
Oh,
okay, that's good
interesting.
value, but he was
I
a depth player.
I
But
will say I'm very confused because I actually don't see Bobby Wilkins anymore. He's not
I
on the
I don't
roster.
see him on. Yeah, he's not on my team. He was an expiring contract.
He wasn't cut. He
Did he retire?
He didn't retire. I didn't see him in there, but I'm very confused actually. Um, hmm. Well, he just disappeared. Um,
Just he just
if you
went off the
find
map.
Bobby Wilkins, please call the uh, the number on the screen. There's not going to be a number. Um, but
Just
anyways,
put a number there, and it's like the
and
gay hotline.
it's yeah the this yeah. All right. Anyways, let's go to free agency. That's very weird. I don't know.
I
Maybe
have no fucking idea.
he'll
Did we?
pop
Did
up.
we? I have no clue.
'Cause I didn't see. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it just didn't show up yet. No, there's nothing here for any Giants move here.
Maybe he left early in free agency.
It doesn't make sense.
I don't know. I'm
I
just
don't
saying
know.
shit. I don't.
But
I have no clue.
let's keep rocking. We'll go to the mock draft 5, um, and see what we get there. Why is this taking so long? Okay, mock draft 5. Eagles looking at a D tackle now. So it looks like it's gonna be 4 D tackles in a row taken, and yeah, they look very good. And edge rushers, D tackles, of course, corners, tackles. Ooh, that quarterback is now projected to go. Bobby Hendricks is projected to go to the Panthers at 16,
Hmm,
with Bryce Young getting older and regressing.
makes
Um,
sense.
Very interesting though, because the Niners were very, very interested, but it seems like Wilkins, or what did I say, Hendricks is looking like he might go a little earlier.
Yeah.
Um,
Bengals are looking to get their young quarterback a rushing weapon, which I highly doubt will be really used, except to maybe pass the ball to.
yeah, I
But
mean, I don't know. Maybe they're trying to get someone in there to make it a more balanced offense, and maybe they'll actually win more games. So Cardinals projected to take a tight end, Josh Cruz. I don't hate that. I mean, there's a ton of needs on this team. He looks like a really good athlete, and he honestly looks really good. It's tough because I don't know, positional value, is that more important than the O lineman? I don't think
he
so.
does look really good, though. He does look
And
really
speaking of tight ends, Mike Weiner
good. And I
leaving,
do see
and what a Walt Doolittle, what a
this.
name. He also
He
looks
also looks really
very,
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
They two really good. I think Walt Doolittle actually looks better, mainly because of
Uh
his injury.
oh, he's also 6'5" compared to 6'2".
Yeah, but
Look at that.
interesting. Roberto Key falls to the Browns now at 28. So maybe you're gonna be watching another offensive lineman go. But again, I mean, tight end's technically a need that you need to fill.
It is.
But
I you know
I don't know.
I, I don't know. I like the center quite a bit, but I think our O line has somehow survived without
It's absurd,
they've
honestly.
somehow survived, and Parker Hunter somehow survived.
Oh,
So
by the
I don't know.
way, two other retirements pop up here. Liam Cohen, actually, with a surprise
Ooh.
retirement, and then Kyle Pitts retires.
Yeah, I don't know why Kyle Pitts waited so long compared to the other players, but he does.
He needed a little bit of time, you know. He was like really thinking, do I want to keep going? And he said, wait a minute, I'm not good anymore. So,
He just
uh,
made that realization.
yeah,
Liam Cohen makes sense though. It seems like he just didn't get any offers. He's kind of starting to realize maybe, he's kind of getting it's a new era of coaching and he's just not been able to adapt and he goes ahead and hangs up the hat.
yeah, and we head here to the free agency
What do you
recap. Cardinals did sign. It looks like maybe one or
have?
two
Wow.
players, and oh my goodness. Okay, let's
Okay.
first start with quarterback. Josh
Yeah.
Carter making his move to his third team here, heading to the 49ers as their quarterback. So it looks like they are definitely figuring that they're
Uh
not going to be able to draft one. Alex Gleason, superstar quarterback, heading to the Panthers. So that makes a little bit things interesting with the
and
Hendricks pickup.
Clay Tyson is a free agent. I mean, there's a
Oh,
couple other quarterbacks here maybe
very
worth talking
interesting.
about more, but
I do
he, of
feel
course,
like
he played in the Super Bowl, and
I mean, he's very cheap too. I feel like a team could really get a solid floor raiser out
uh,
of him. I will say Esteban De La Rosa. What a name for him. He's looking for a contract somewhere.
oh yeah,
Uh,
he's got to get signed just for the name. But he's also
former
pretty good, honestly.
yeah, former Seahawks uh, second round pick Eddie Escoval, who played one season, then they gave up on him. Sitting here, very disappointing to see that for him. Elliot Folds remains here, and then you see Bryce Young, Brock Purdy, Anthony Richardson, all free agents. So those are, some old names going away. Derek Hodges, by the way, superstar dev quarterback. I believe he was in last year's draft. Yeah, he was just sitting here. Um, could be a sneaky pickup for somebody. Superstar
Yeah,
dev.
I mean, looks very like high potential player,
Yeah.
definitely.
Looking at running back now, one of the big signing here for the Cardinals
Wow.
is Dom Lehman. Obviously, got rid of Aldridge. Have had some struggles with run game since they lost both Marcus Robinson and Trey Benson. They get the best guy in the free agency pool, superstar dev, 27-year-old,
I think it's
speedy.
very reminiscent of the Cameron Snow signing the Giants made.
Yeah,
Same kind of fit, similar contract, similar overall, and I think the exact same age.
there you go.
Uh,
Yeah.
so yeah, no, I like this. I like the signing for the Cardinals.
Yeah, and your third back, I believe, on your team was Quincy Barber. He heads to the Bengals, so maybe they don't take a running back there in the first. Um,
Yeah, no.
and then the Browns also bring in a guy, Jason Barnett, who's not too bad either. Brett Burbank, former Patriot and Titan, I believe, still here. He's got some wheels left on him, though. Superstar Dev, 88 overall. Marshall Malone, Superstar Dev, sits here too.
Yep, that's
He'll
former Giant as well.
yeah, he'll find a team as well. You see Noah Aldridge, former Cardinal, first round pick Sal Taylor for the Chiefs sitting here, but he'll find a team probably. Again, we talked about this a bunch of times. These guys are probably going to get picked up after the draft, and
Yep.
they'll be
That's how
solid
the league is
players.
now.
It
Yeah.
is it is. Moving to fullback, two guys picked up, but nothing
Ben
super
Barron,
crazy. Ben Barron could be a
superstar
really
here.
good pickup for a team. He was
Yeah, I
awesome.
like that.
He was a really fun player to watch, honestly. Um, but I
Yeah,
don't know.
I'm kind of concerned with the I mean, the Broncos just.
I
Yeah, I
mean,
don't know.
they Quinn Miner's gone, and I don't
Yeah, I
know.
think they're currently my candidate for a big faller, but we'll have to see the rest of the
Yeah,
process here.
maybe they draft that quarterback, Hendricks, in the first round.
Who knows?
Looking at receiver though, I mean, this
Okay,
one's how does this feel?
easy. This
Malik
does not feel
Neighbors
good.
to the
Malik Neighbors are the
Commanders.
Commanders, man. It feels very it just doesn't feel right. It's like when Thurman Thomas went to the Dolphins. This is just not it,
For
man.
you were not alive for that.
And I'm talking ball right now. Come on, y'all. All right, hold on. But Malik Neighbors, I mean, it sucks. You don't want to see, a franchise defining player go to a rival, and it just
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
for 4 years he's going to be
yeah,
playing. If he doesn't retire until he's 35, he's
yeah,
going to be playing Washington football, and he's a great player. I
yeah.
don't want to face him. And we saw what the Commanders did last year to us. It feels like maybe Neighbors says, "Hey, I think I have a better chance winning a Super Bowl here than I do in New York," and it sucks.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey,
It's gonna be a fun
still,
storyline.
still very,
Yeah.
very interesting. PJ Merritt, who was probably one of the worst first round picks for a team, mainly just because they never played him. Former first round pick for the Cowboys. Um, honestly, really, the Chiefs did sign two like depth options, but there's a lot of solid receivers in here still, a lot of
Yeah,
veterans. But
he's definitely he got some action down the in later seasons, but yeah, he just never ended up being like an elite wide receiver one, more of a wide receiver two option for the Cowboys.
yeah,
But he has the talent. I think he
yeah,
could definitely be pretty good.
yeah, absolutely. And you see Josh Flaherty, the one who caught the game-winning touchdown for the Rams in the Super Bowl, sitting here, still young, 25-year-old. But Khalil Shakir's here, 34 years old, 78 overall, leaving the Steelers. So they'll have to find a replacement for him. But some
You have
some
also
some good
Max Speed
picks.
McKee still
I
chilling
I
here.
did see that. Yeah, Keontae Hyde, who's never recovered from that Super Bowl drop.
Yeah. He
Um,
looks old. I don't know. I never realized his face. He looks like he's been through it since that Super Bowl drop.
yeah, he's let himself go a little bit, but I mean,
Uh,
there's some good options here for sure for some
the
teams.
firecracker.
Yeah, now tight ends, very interesting. Cardinals actually bring back Emmanuel Fernandez, who was just on the team. They managed to regain him for a 2 year deal. Um, but
I think
Mike,
that probably wipes out your tight end need, no?
I hope so because I think there's still bigger needs anyways. Mike Widener still here. Obviously, he wants big money, but he just hasn't shown to be a big money player because the Giants never gave him the ball.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Dane,
no, I mean,
yeah,
did early, but just yeah, no, never did
yeah,
down the stretch. Dane Myers is also here, very solid tight end.
former
Jalen Thomas,
first round pick.
yeah, lot of yeah, a lot of guys who are going to be signed again post draft. But how you feel good about Fernandez coming back?
I do because cheap deal. He's solid young player still. He's not like gonna be a game breaker or anything. His 75 speed and catching, he's more of a block first guy. But in the grand scheme of things, I think that opens up the run game for more success, and then the other receivers can have more success. But let's look at left tackles. No one signed with anyone. Kind of the same names in here. A lot of those just guys that
Mhm.
can slide in and play if they need to. But really, honestly, outside of Dom Higgins, still no one super exciting, I guess. Even Dom
Yeah,
Higgins has been here for a couple years and he's asking for insane money. So, yeah, I don't know.
yeah, no,
Uh,
I agree absolutely. It's been a
yeah,
lot of Emmanuel Curtis, Felix Ford, and
yeah,
yeah, same guys.
yeah. But moving the left guard, unfortunately, I would have
Ooh,
honestly preferred if we were able to make something happen here. But Jaron Finnegan, superstar left guard, heads to the Bills on a 2 year deal, and that's a really good pickup for them. He's a great
that
guard.
is.
So
Yeah, who's their quarterback? They
it's
gotta
that
have that's still the rookie, right?
it's still
The
well,
rookie
yeah, Magana, I believe still,
Ghana. Mhm.
but
Yeah, I think that's a good pickup for them.
yeah,
Definitely, he's a great guard.
yeah, he's
Great guard.
very very good guard. Just his time was up here in Arizona, but yeah, outside of that, like nothing super crazy. Guys that could slide in and play, but same deal, honestly. Looking at
Same deal.
center, another Freddie Marsh, who was a big first round pick attraction, I
I think
believe,
I
one year.
actually projected him to the Bills, or I know he was. It might have been a different year, maybe I don't know, but I remember there was that year. There might have been Demetri Whitfield, but
I mean, Freddie
Freddie
Marsh
Marsh to
was
the Bills.
a guy who was projected highly. I remember
Yeah,
that.
I remember he was a first round projection. I believe he played for the Panthers, right?
Yes, his whole
Um,
career he's played there, but honestly, hasn't been that great. Giving up um, more sacks than you'd want to see from a center for the past 5 years, but still improving that line. So
I think he's a good run blocker. Yeah, I think definitely helping the Bills. Bills are starting to build their line, like in what I'm seeing here so far.
yeah,
Seems like they finally have some money opened up here after their quarterback contract.
yeah, and same thing with the other guys that remain unsigned. It's just some guys that will find a home eventually, but just not for till after the draft here. And then another Panthers signee here. Obviously, there's a center that we didn't mention last position group, but Fernando Peralta, right guard, superstar dev, a 2 year deal for him. Pretty decent pickup, and also like some decent veteran options available.
Yeah,
Uh,
Savanea was, I believe, a offensive lineman of the year candidate. I think he was also a Pro Bowler last
yes, I
year.
believe
Uh,
so. So I mean, he's asking for a lot of money, but he could easily find a team if he lowers
Definitely
his
not as much as
expectations.
some of the other guys, I think, as well. Especially, of course, guard's cheaper than tackle usually, but he's a pretty good guard, honestly. I think he's worth the money. Not
Yeah,
terribly old.
yeah. Um, but yeah, I mean, not a ton there at guard otherwise. Right tackle Taylor Samuel goes to the Bills. Another, more of just like a 1 year prove it deal to see if he's got something. He's still young, star dev, so maybe he has some future there. Really good pass blocker. Um, could be
There.
something for him. But there's actually some really good options. Bobby Wilkins reappeared. He went in a little hiatus. Maybe went with his buddy Aaron Rodgers into a darkness retreat. Um,
Yeah.
but he's asking for so much money, and he'll find a team, and so will Will Carr, two guys that are really good right tackles. Sucks to see both of our guys there, but
Yeah, awesome tackles,
yeah,
awesome tackles, and of course the rest. I think again the same thing.
yeah,
Aside from those two, same thing we've seen.
yeah,
Guys who are going to be plugged in after the draft, play solid football, and then probably be here next year.
yeah, pretty much. Moving the
Yeah.
defense,
Wow.
Commanders, Jonathan Madrano's a decent 1 year deal pickup
Yeah,
there.
nothing crazy signed so far, but the more
Oh
about what's
wow,
not signed.
yeah,
Parsons, 35 years old, still 90 overall, playing very good.
yeah,
Mike Green's 90 overall, sitting here. Jared Verse. These guys are very old, of course, but you have a lot of talent. Even Greg Rousseau's still kicking, playing some solid football. So I don't know.
former
Jordan
Cardinal.
Birch as well.
Shout
Yeah,
out, yeah.
there you go.
Um, yeah, I mean,
Chad
yeah,
Hitchcock.
absolutely agree with you there, though. Some,
Yeah,
I feel like definitely they're gonna get signed, and it's just a matter of for what money is what are they gonna
yeah,
settle for? Where are they gonna go? Because they will be instant impact guys on potential Super Bowl contenders. Because these guys are still
absolutely.
some really good game changers in the pass rush. So they'll definitely get a job somewhere. But looking at the D tackle spot, another good pickup for the Bills. I think they're winning the offseason so
Wow.
far.
Yes, they are.
Superstar dev D tackle, 25-year-old Jerry Payne, 2 year deal. That's a nice pickup. Very nice pickup.
It's a nice pickup. Yeah, Bills are currently the most active. Their money's opened up. They're getting impact guys. And yeah, I like what maybe the Bills. Maybe they're due for a little resurgence finally. It's been a
It's
long time.
it's been a very since Josh Allen's prime. It's been kind of just
Yeah,
mediocre
it
performances from
has
the
been.
Bills
They had
teams.
we watched that one championship, of course, with the Bills taking on. I believe it was the Jags, right? Bills
I
Jags.
think so. Yeah.
Um, yeah, when the Jags went on to the Super
Yes.
Bowl and bad things happened to them, but the Buffalo Bills were, yeah, no, I think they're definitely due for it. Jerry Payne's a good player; it's going to add to that group. Aside from that, a couple of other depth guys who were signed, and talent-wise, though, there's also still guys here. Jalen
Absolutely.
Carter still here, very good player. Deontay Kramer, former Brown, still here. Tyleek Williams. This guy Bryce Keys looks pretty good. I mean, there's just a lot of talent at D tackle. A lot of guys who were drafted into the league and just asking for quite a bit of money and talent that couldn't be retained. So, yeah, I think a lot of teams are going to be running home with some nice talent here after the draft.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And another big pickup, I think the Panthers are probably the number 2 team in the free agency pool here. Keegan Daly, who he was a Saint, I believe. No, he was a New England Patriot. That's right. Yeah, he was a big reason why they made it so far in the playoffs this past year. X Factor, right edge. They get him for a 4 year deal. Incredible player. So that's a really good pickup. But also superstar dev DJ Bryan, 2 year deal for the Bills. Nice pickup, another one for Buffalo.
Yeah, very nice, very nice. And then the rest of the talent, kind of the same thing we've said about a few other positions. Nick Benito's still kicking. This guy Gordon Cook is currently the best option. He's pretty young at right end, but yeah, aside from that, just kind of some depth guys. Glenn Ridgway is actually here. Also
Shout
a
out.
fun little early pick there. I believe he was a first overall or second overall, whatever.
Yeah, one of those
Um,
two. Tyson
yeah, very nice.
Jones almost ruined
I like that.
your
Yep.
life.
Uh, that's that was a funny one.
That
Sam linebacker.
was
We're gonna
yeah.
move to
Yeah.
that. Ricky
Oh
Friedman
wow.
is here. I believe
Yes.
we had a draft thing on him, right? Ricky
We
Friedman.
had a nickname for him. We were potential nickname, I think. I don't remember if we ran with it or not, but we did. But
Yeah,
yeah,
and
some
then
pretty good Sam linebackers here at this time.
yeah, Evan Fulcher. I don't know that last
Sure.
name. Mr. Fulcher
Superstar
and
Dev.
all
A
yeah,
cheap.
superstar and Devin Rudolph as well.
Yeah.
I believe he was a
Former
Giant.
he was a giant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was a
I
Giant.
recognize him. Another Bill here too, Dalton Middleton, 84 overall, pretty solid. We've talked about how the Sam linebackers are just like really cheap pickups, but they make impacts for sure.
Definitely. If Patriots get Fulcher under a million, eight
Yeah,
hundred sixty thousand. That is
yeah,
just absolute robbery
yeah,
for a player so good.
yeah. That's we'll definitely see these guys making plays for their teams. Moving to the Mike linebacker spot, a little bit of like less of a impressive group, but Alan Childs goes to the Bengals. You see Billy Forbes, who I think's been around a little bit, to the Browns. Former Cardinal Trevin Wallace to the Jets. They bring in a couple guys, but otherwise, nothing super crazy here. Drew Sanders, Jaquan Harrison, Barrett Carter. Yeah, not a ton of great Mike options in free agency, but guys that can definitely produce if you need them to.
Mm.
Moving to Will, only one guy signed, and it's more of a depth pickup. And yeah, I mean, a couple decent options here: Chad Singer, Denard Harris, and Jimmy McCall. But outside of that, X Factor Lane Mason, former Charger, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, Charger and Dolphin. Um, so a couple guys that could again get some roster pickups here, but nothing super game changing. Moving the corner, another unfortunate loss here for the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Will Johnson, X Factor corner, who was one of my favorite players defensively, very shut down corner. Heading to the Bengals, he's 31. He's regressing still, but
Yeah, that's
he's
probably
still
why
good.
Cincy gave him a 1 year contract. Probably
Yeah,
just saying, hey, you're going to play great football for us at least this
they
year.
need
We'll see what
defense,
happens.
so they definitely
They
need it.
do. I do like the move. I do like the move. And
Yeah,
also, Carolina gets a couple of okay guys. I think they've also done solid this free
yeah,
agency. There's still some talent here for sure.
some
Jacob
good
Parrish
vets. Yeah,
goes unsigned. Patrick Surtain still kicking, playing good football, unsigned. Drew Phillips is here, of course, not signed yet. McDuffie, Stingley, and Jade Barron, a couple other guys, of course, down the board as well.
Deontay
But
Banks,
yeah,
shout out.
oh, Deontay Banks still kicking.
Yeah,
Silas Cleary, a lot of fun names. But yeah,
yeah.
no, it's going to be interesting to see where these guys land.
Yeah, absolutely. Free safety, really only one guy signed here. Kalen Bullock to the Jets should be a solid pickup for them. And then some
Yeah, AFC East been pretty
Bobby
active.
Bobby Cleveland heads to Cleveland as a depth free safety. That's fun.
So
But there's
funny.
some decent vets still here. Kirby Joseph, Eddie Irving, Shaquem Fisher, Antoine Winfield, Javon Hollins, superstar dev.
Thank you.
Um, Moving a strong safety, really good pickup. Former high first overall pick, I believe. Maybe what was his pick? No, he was a third round pick. Sorry, he was an X factor though. I remember he was like a 83 overall coming out of Arkansas, and yeah, 91 overall. I mean, the Panthers love loading up on really old defensive players, but he's a very
Yep,
good one, even at
he is. He's also he's
31.
3 years and he's a mentor. Like I like this. It's definitely
Yeah,
a better version of a old man signing. And
yeah,
yeah, Panthers continuing to win free agency as well. Uh, Aside from that, Miguel Campanaro looks pretty good, and a couple of depth guys. Moses Michaels, I like that name. David McKinney.
hell yeah.
Uh, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, solid players that will get picked up, but nothing super crazy. Kicker, no one was signed because why would they be? One punter, Chad Tate to the Titans. Good for him.
it's always the poop like these random. It's like
Yeah,
I guess it's the special teamers you can fleece that these guys like to
pretty
sign them.
much. I'm surprised, dude. Chase McLaughlin's still here, dude. He's 38 years old. He has 52 kick accuracy. Bro, retire. No one wants you, even with
52 kick
yeah,
accuracy.
even
Jesus.
with like even with people wanting to sign the cheapest options, like no one's gonna sign him. Um,
That's terrible.
But besides the point, I
Dude.
mean, yeah, Cardinals only signed two guys and two offensive players with the tight end returning and the new running back. So let's head to the draft and let's talk about what positions we really want to see picked up here. Let's talk about your Giants first.
About the Giants. Well, let's get some linemen. Let's get some linemen. I know this has been the same thing I've said. I sound like a broken record. The tight end, sure, he'd be fine. I
You
just
could
just
probably
so
get it
many
down the
issues on the
board. I feel
line.
like tight ends
I
like
agree.
yeah, it's like third
And
round or
we don't
later.
employ tight end enough to
No,
justify having a first round tight end. I think, especially with the situation. If our whole line was filled out, maybe get an elite tight end. We have literally okay. Santiago as an X factor is interesting. I think maybe he could develop at right tackle. Only heading into the second year. Aside from that, and Wyatt Boston, of course, at right guard, absolute stud.
yeah,
You need a center, a guard, and a tackle immediately. You
yeah,
need starters there immediately. So
yeah,
unless you're gonna do what you did last year and cobble together some kind of post draft free agency unit of schlubs, just get one at least one offensive lineman that's gonna develop on this line and hold it down. I preferably center or guard. I mean, left tackle isn't great, but Woods has been here and he's
yeah,
been okay. Uh, just honestly anything really. A line
yeah,
would be nice. And aside from that, maybe okay, we can go get a receiver because our receiver room is a little thin. Not a big fan of the receiver room, but that also feels like something you could wait for post draft or draft down the board.
yeah,
Do not draft really anything on the defense.
yeah.
There's really I don't see a big hole. Like
Not really.
maybe corner, maybe strong safety, maybe linebacker. That's not first or second round worries in my opinion.
Yeah,
Those are down the board. Draft a guy, he might be good. Do
yeah,
not draft another defensive lineman or I will blow my fucking brains out.
yeah. I mean, yeah, I think a perfect fit would be that center that we were talking about, who you were projected a little bit ago.
Yes.
I think that would be perfect fit there. Obviously, center's not maybe not as big of a position as maybe left tackle, but again, positional value also with just who drops to your pick 26. It's not always
Mhm.
going to be the tackles there, but I think ideally, yeah, O line it should be the pick for you, hopefully. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Moving to our my Cardinals here. I think looking at this team, we filled the running back void there pretty well. Receivers are still looking pretty decent. I think we brought in Fernandez, so we don't really need a tight end. O line is a big issue, especially right tackle and left guard. Would love to draft one of those spots. Gabe Crisp is fine at right guard for now, and we still have Tevin Lewis and Paris Johnson, but he's also 33. So, yeah, O line is like kind of in desperate need of a retooling and rebuilding. So, I would say if there's a good lineman there, we got to take him. Outside of that, definitely could still take a D tackle. This junior Avery guy that we drafted last year, we could still rock with him. Maybe a D tackle later would be good, but outside of that, I mean, corner definitely. We have three guys on the roster. Would love to bring in another couple guys here, but that's probably going to be more down the board. So I would say the big one is absolutely just same thing with you. Grab a lineman. Really, as long as it's not just take a guard or a tackle, and I'll be happy. So
Fair enough.
we'll see.
Take a want to see what the couple of these stories real quick. Tristan
Yeah.
McDougal, the Bronco, wants to go out and get a QB in the draft,
Which I mean,
which
hey,
makes sense.
with the two teams that were projected a quarterback in the draft having quarterbacks now, maybe it's a very possible pickup for them. Especially, they still have Parker Peterman, but they actively chose a different quarterback over him last year. So we'll see.
Yeah, fair enough. Nothing really else. Miguel Iglesias. I cannot say that last name, but
Iglesias.
Iglesias. There you go.
Yeah.
Apparently going to be number one pick to the Eagles. That makes sense. We all know defensive line is the premium position, no matter what, no matter how many good guys enter the league. Every single team is still looking for cheap, young defensive line talent. Uh, and yeah,
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. I mean, I think it's pretty much guaranteed it's going to be a D tackle or an edge in the first pick. So and probably in the first 10, there's going to be at least 7. Uh, but yeah, we'll see here. We're just going to jump all the way to whoever's the first user pick. And that is going to be me. So, of course, we see 40 tackles go. An edge, and then a couple more D tackles, an edge, D tackle corners, so left tackle, edge, receiver, edge. Running back to the Lions, I feel like we did not see. That's
Yeah, we saw him
interesting.
going to the Bengals, but he goes
Yeah,
a pick earlier, I
that
believe.
is very interesting. Bengals go edge to try to bolster defense finally. And, some more D tackles, strong safety to the Dolphins, edge, D tackle, edge. So, based on who's on the board here, Bobby Hendricks is still here. Not saying I want him, but it's just interesting. Broncos may be in a good spot here at pick 31 to get him, um, but we'll see. I would say based on my board right now and who is available, I mean, I would say that center doesn't really make sense for me. Like just because they don't actually move guys to guard,
Yeah.
like in real life, because ideally he would probably slide to right guard or left guard. But honestly, like it's not a good O line class with what's left other than that center. So I guess if I had to pick something, I wouldn't hate maybe even going tight end, even though we do have Fernandez, wouldn't hurt. Or what did I say? I think I said corner. I think, but there's really, I mean, I don't know. This is a good trade back spot, I think, but that's not going to happen. So honestly, I have no idea where we're going to go. Um, not loving the players that are
Are there any
available.
positions you're like, we absolutely cannot draft here?
Um,
Quarterback, probably, right?
Quarterback's probably like quarterback and running back, I would say. Like edge, we only have the 2 starters on the roster, so I honestly wouldn't hate. There's this edge rusher who's a round 1 talent I see on the board, Carlos Alford. Wouldn't hate taking him and having him as a rotational guy, especially with um, Brett Charles, I believe, is the one who's on his 5th-year option. So like if we can't afford him, then we have a guy. There's not even any D tackles too. That's crazy. Usually there is. So, yeah, I mean, it's really just not a great spot for the Cardinals. But let's see who they take. And they go edge. I'm honestly, that's probably the pick I would have. If I had to stick and pick, I think that's the pick I would have made. I'm
True,
dead set.
unless of course you could slide the center, but yeah, that
Yeah,
makes sense.
yes. I think this is fine. Obviously, O line such a big need, but since they don't trade back, we're not in a place to take one on reach for a tackle or a guard. Um, so yeah, I think best player available. He was clearly that. So your Giants now pretty much the same board other than him. Who do you want to see be the new Giant?
Well,
I wonder
all has
who.
gone according to I wonder. You could maybe guess Roberto Ray.
He's
I
pretty
think he'd
good.
be a good. Of course, really would like to have them on this team. I think he would be a great, just instant day one starter at center,
Yeah,
who can develop alongside the rest of this line. Um, and yes, but yeah, just the defense. Yeah, no, I'd be just no need on defense.
yeah. Obviously,
There's
nothing
there's
needed there.
just yeah, receiver, maybe receiver. If it's not going to be an offensive line, the next one I would say is probably receiver.
Yeah,
The room's a little thin. You could get a wide receiver 3 who could potentially become wide receiver 2 with upside. So one of these receivers could be fun to see. Uh, please, please do not go defense
yeah,
or defensive line. Don't get if it's DeMarcus Miller. I don't care. I don't care about DeMarco Javier here. I don't care. I don't care about Cam Hardy or Allen Bryson. Draft the center.
yeah. I
That's all I have
mean,
to say.
I definitely think that's like the most obvious right pick. But let's see if they do it. Well, I mean, hey, it's not the
Okay.
absolute worst pick. It just depends if they
Yeah.
use
Okay.
less. They got to use them, right?
They have to use them. Absolutely have to use them. And you know, yeah. No, it's yeah, I'm not going to be as mad as if it was D line, but
Yeah. So it's a need.
I'm still worried about this line. Oh, offensive line. It's really it. And
Yeah.
if the
Yeah.
tight end's good enough and you utilize him, then you're completely right to make the pick.
Yeah, because
But are
then
you going to?
yeah, that's the thing. Because like you said, your receiver room is also kind of thinner than normal. So maybe if you utilize Josh Cruz as kind of that receiving option too, then you're content with that. It's
Yeah,
just
definitely.
you gotta also still. Yeah, that's the big thing, because the utilization is the problem. We haven't seen the tight ends used for the Giants like since
Not
five
really.
plus
They've
years
been
ago.
safety blanket, wide receiver 3, 4 options usually.
Yeah, and that's if that's going to be what he's going to be doing here in New York, I don't think it's worth a first round pick. So,
I agree.
but let's go ahead and see what other picks get made here. Roberto Ray, I want to say Key for some reason, but Roberto Ray
Yeah.
really going to the Browns here, as the mock said, and I mean I do think he would have been a good fit for the Giants, but
Mhm.
there's still some linemen down the board maybe to fill out the group for the Giants, but receiver goes to the Broncos, so they're not taking their quarterback there. So I'm very curious to see where that quarterback ends up going. And Aaron Harrison goes to the Rams. I do not see what position that was, but
Running back.
oh, running
Yep.
back. Okay, I mean Scatterby, yeah, he's getting older, so
Yeah.
not terrible option, especially when you're a Super Bowl winning team with a lot of good players. So but let's see how the rest of the draft goes. I think this is the first one in a while that we've actually like had decent picks in the first round. Like not
Yeah.
genuinely
Like
the worst
there's
players.
never been. I feel like every draft recently has been like, oh my god, what the hell? But finally,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, okay, sure. That's
Yeah.
well, I guess also depends on the recaps. Let's take a look.
Yeah.
You want to start with your Cardinals?
Sure. And like I said, I'm content with Carlos Alford, 79 overall edge rusher. Gives us the flexibility to have him rotate, but also gives us the
Oh,
flexibility of keeping
and he's
him.
pretty good.
He is
Pick
eight.
25 for 70 overall. Very
Yeah,
nice.
88 finesse moves coming in. I quite like him. Round two, we picked up a D tackle. I do still think D tackle is a spot that we can improve at. And I think Gibson's a pretty solid option. Um, Running back, Jaquan Horn, hidden dev. I don't think it's that big of a need. I mean, he fills a different role than the rest of our running backs. He's more of a receiving threat. So I guess there's that. But another D tackle, two edges, and then a quarterback just to fill in a backup spot. I hate that we didn't go O line at all. That is my biggest complaint because we look rough right now. So not a bad draft. Just wish we would have addressed the O line. But let's look at your draft.
I actually I kind of like this draft. So of course, Josh Cruz looks solid, 75 overall, not like amazing, but looks good, quality rookie. And I think maybe of course we utilize him, he could be end up being pretty good.
Another
The second
Barkley.
round we take S Barkley, of course, Giants
Mm-hmm.
legend, but no, it's Sebastian Barkley to play will linebacker. I don't mind the depth. He's a hidden dev, looks talented, sure. Third round, we take this absolute bust of a safety. And then we do take a receiver, Mr. Dorian Stratton out of Virginia. Sure, fill out the room. Then we take a shot on another safety who's also going to probably be pooped from a butt. But then I think probably my favorite pick in this draft is our 6th round pick, Dustin Lumen, a hidden dev 73 overall guard. That's an immediate starter.
Yeah,
That is a 6th round immediate starter.
that's.
Congratulations. And then
I think that's your
they
worst spot on the line too. I believe your lowest overall guy.
it's that or center.
Yeah.
I don't quite know, but then we do also get a center, but he's poopy butt.
He's hidden
He is
dev.
in dev.
24
Maybe he
years
can
old.
develop.
He could develop at age 30.
There you go. No, I love Lumen because
Yeah.
he's 21
Yeah.
and hidden dev, so
That is a
that's
good pickup.
great pick. Great pick.
Yeah, I mean that's probably your best draft in years, I think.
Which is sad to say,
Yeah.
but yeah, true. It's true.
Um, Looking at best player, D tackle, it was the number one pick, Iglesias, for the Eagles to get a really just absolute stud D tackle. Ton of D tackles and safeties. We're seeing a resurgence of strong safeties in this class, and the Falcons get their new quarterback, Bobby Hendricks, at the
Ooh.
top of the second. So he's 79 overall hidden dev. I'm shocked the Broncos didn't pull the trigger on him, but I guess they're happy with Peterman. Um,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how McDonald's gonna feel about that, but
yeah.
or
Yeah,
McDougal. I
McDougal.
think
Yeah,
it's McDougal.
McDougal, not McDonald's. Um, yeah, I mean, it's a good draft class. It's not as I feel like there's been better, but this is still a
I
really
think
good group.
probably one of the weaker ones we've seen recently, but that's not to say this is a bad class. We've
Yeah,
been definitely been spoiled by
yeah, absolutely.
the yeah. So yeah, Anton Florence ends up being pretty good. So hopefully he'll help make an impact in Detroit. Seahawks actually had a really nice draft, 278 overalls.
Nice, nice.
Santiago Moreno, 78 overall tight end in the third round for them, and of course their edge rusher also 78 overall. Another 77 overall. I had to check the Seahawks draft. I think they might have won the draft. Hold on. Oh yeah, no, so yeah, the 376. So sorry, 77 plus players in the first 3 rounds. That's a really good draft for them.
That's pretty good. I will raise you the Falcons potentially as being involved there too. Not
Yeah,
the
let's see.
super high end guys, but they do get a 75 overall D tackle hidden dev. Then they have that quarterback fall into their laps. And then they have a free safety third round, 75 overall. And they also have a 73 overall corner and 72 overall D tackle down the board. I think it's more of a
More well
quantity.
rounded. They got more,
Yeah,
yeah, more quantity over quality for sure. And I think the Falcons needed that.
yeah.
Just
But
kind of starting to make a new era here for a struggling Falcons team. And
so
yeah, that makes
it'll
sense.
be
I like that for him.
very interesting draft here. And I will say, outside of that, at quarterback, that Hendricks guy, the only really notable one was the Bucks taking a third round shot at PJ Pagel, hidden dev
So
70 overall. And I mean, Dan McQueen, I mean, he's been fine. He brought them to a Super Bowl and won, but he hasn't exactly like moved the needle by himself. I feel like he's good. He's been good, but he hasn't been great. You know, he's in that tier with like a Purdy. You know, if you build a team around him, he will do really well. But
I do
he's not
like, I
going to
mean,
elevate.
PJ Pagel is the 89 speed. Of
Yeah,
course, wouldn't really matter unless we watch him, but he's a fast guy and yeah, very fun little player here.
yeah. But
But yeah,
I will
aside from that, of
say,
course, kind of a weak class for quarterbacks.
yeah, yeah. And I will say, just looking at the team overall, so this is the lowest I've seen this Cardinals team in a while. 86 overall team. Um, obviously,
Exactly the same here.
yeah, both of us losing some pieces. I am still worried about corner. We only have 3 guys on the roster, so we'll have to sign some guys. But yeah, I don't know why we have 7 running backs on the roster currently. We didn't really need to draft that running back, but is what it is. I am worried about this O line though. Still have
Yeah,
some bad players on the line.
yeah. This Giants team is currently so 86 overall, 81 offense, 93 defense.
Jeez.
That's
Mine's
interesting.
more balanced. Mine's an 87 offense, 86 defense, but
Yeah,
yeah, your O line's a work in progress at least though. Like I feel like you have some youth that can develop. Like your
yeah,
left
it's
guard, your
looking
right
a lot
tackle.
better. That one pick landing literally one pick.
Yeah.
This line looks a lot better. Center's still a
Yes.
question for sure,
Yeah.
and left tackle is of course, but definitely center by by a margin.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, hey, I think Giants O line definitely looking to turn into a potential future good O line, but we'll see. Cardinals are still. I mean, it's the worst their line has looked in since I took up the team, really, because I really made it a point to bring in a bunch of O linemen, and for some reason we really just kind of refreshed the group this year, and it's probably going to be the same next year with Paris Johnson most likely leaving. So maybe O line will
Mm.
be the focus next year. Um, but we
Of course,
had
post draft free agency will give us some chances to, of course,
absolutely, yeah.
do some
We
more.
see Jamar Chase and Aiden Hutchinson are Hall of Famers, so good for
Rightfully
them.
so. Yeah.
Um, and trying to
Oh,
see here, I
Andy
guess.
Reid also is a Hall of Famer as well, of course.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, makes sense. Giants got a C grade. I feel like that's a little harsh. I would give it a little higher than that. Um, and then
That's relatively, yeah. No, well,
yeah, Eagles.
probably
Oh,
feels like a higher draft for how bad we've been drafting. I
that's
think maybe.
fair. Yeah. Eagles got a B minus. They didn't talk about the Cardinals though. Let's see any signings for. I don't think either of our teams probably signed anybody.
It's
Uh,
probably going to be a punter and a kicker as usual.
yeah.
Maybe have to submit a week.
I already had a punter and kicker roster, believe it or not. So I'm
Oh,
ahead of the game.
wow.
But we still need corners. We have 3 guys on the roster, so I don't know. Sure. Well, the Steelers have a 95 overall defense. Oh my goodness, that's
Ooh,
looking like the Steelers of the old. Jalen Thomas trade was signed in free agency last week and traded to the Titans by the Chargers. Huh.
that's very fun. There you go. Let's
Let's take a look. I guess. Yeah. Let's see. Cardinals. Nope. I Giants had no money, but they do manage to bring in Harrison Mevis again.
former Giant. There you go.
Hunter. You got a Mike linebacker, Ben Acosta, tight end. That's it. So
There
very
you go.
nice. We'll see how
Man,
things turn out. I don't know. Let's go to the midseason. I'm curious to see. I fear the Cardinals are gonna miss the playoffs this year.
Giants might as well. The O line if we make the playoffs, it's going to be heavy defense. I'm sure. Maybe Parker Hunter. I don't know. Maybe the O line has kind of overperformed. Actually, probably exponentially, really, because it's a
Yeah.
miracle we haven't been like one of the worst. Should have had a Jaden Daniels that season
Yeah.
already. We haven't.
Yeah.
So we'll see. It could be definitely. It's one of one of those years where we could either miss the playoffs or be one seed. I don't really
It's
know.
very true. I mean, I will say,
Oof.
yeah,
Okay.
Cardinals are 1-5, and Giants are three
Oof.
and four. Oof, rough
Yeah, we're
year.
not looking too good.
Yeah,
No.
Cardinals 1-5 is a. I can't say I'm shocked because I do feel like this team looked the worst it's looked in a while, and just unfortunately not up to par. But your Giants are still in it, but the Eagles are above by 2 games on you. So
Yeah, it's starting to run away with the East. We'd have to make a good comeback. Commanders are also in our same spot.
yeah,
NFC South is loaded this year.
very
Wow.
much so. And even the Falcons are still competitive with their rookie quarterback. But yeah, the Panthers, Bucks, and Saints really looking to fight for the Super Bowl this year. Um, I don't know. I'm interested. I don't I don't know if I can foresee the Cardinals making a turnaround here.
It'd be an incredible turnaround.
Yeah, I mean they've
They
done
might
it
be taking.
before, but it's
They have, but I don't think to this level.
no.
Not the one. It was like what 1-4 or like 2-4,
It
something like
was
that.
it was like 2-5. I think they made 9-8 playoff run, but yeah, I mean it's rough. But let's look at the rest of the standings in the AFC. Browns. I mean we talked about them. They've been one of the mainstays at the top of the AFC. Remain there 6-1.
Hmm.
Texans back up here at 5-2, looking to try to get a playoff win this year. Colts back up here, and then Chargers at 4-3, and then a lot of teams in the middle of the pack here,
Yeah. See
three
Bills
and
up
three,
here.
three
I
and
think they
four.
actually maybe the signings have worked a little bit so
Yeah,
far.
honestly, the AFC is
More.
like really up for grabs. I mean, even the Titans, Jags, and Chiefs, who are all 2-5, are still in the race here. With everyone being at
Yeah.
3 wins except for the top 4 teams, like this is a wide open AFC. Uh, So we'll see. I mean,
Absolutely.
I don't know if there's much else to look at right now. Let's
Uh,
just
don't think so. I think we're going to the playoffs and see how
yeah,
everything shakes out.
yeah, we might have some quick work here in this sim if we don't have any playoff appearances for us. Um
Yeah. Well, we'll still give every team their due dignity, but
yes.
we're not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we're
mean,
not going to be premier focuses of that.
yeah. Yeah, but I mean, I think your Giants have a shot much more much
Have a
more than
shot. Yeah,
Cardinals.
and the Cardinals have a shot as well. But
It's
even
not a
if
good
not,
one.
if they play as bad as they do, you might end up with a high pick. That's always exciting as well.
Might
Could be
get
fun.
fired though.
Oh, you might get fired.
They
Oh,
might
that's
say,
something.
"Hey,
Yeah,
you
we've
sucked
seen some
1
teams.
year."
The Brendan Times. Oh, what the hell?
And the
Okay.
Cardinals are 4-13. So
Do you still have got a
I,
job?
I do, but the fans are
Oh,
very
right.
unhappy. They have 24% approval.
The
Um,
fans aren't too happy with me as well at 58, but we do make the playoffs. We somehow win. We somehow win this division,
yeah,
and the Eagles fall off,
yeah,
and
brutal
super
for
close
them.
NFC East. Very Cardinals esque that one year.
Yes, and then also you see the Saints fell off hard. Went 5-2.
Oh,
Now they're 8-9, out of the playoffs completely. Bucks and Panthers remain. Bears and Packers over there in the NFC North, and the Seahawks won the West. And yeah, it's a very interesting season, and yeah, Will Samuels is of course the best player ever. Um, but let's take a look at the AFC. The Texans get the 1 seed, 13-4. They're finally a good team. It looks like.
Mm,
Uh,
yeah,
Yeah, very interesting AFC though, with the Browns at 12-5, and then a big drop off where everyone was 9-8 who made the playoffs, including the Steelers, Ravens, Dolphins, Chiefs, and Chargers.
Are you excited to see the Ravens there
Um, I don't know, Mitch
with
Wiles and
their
company. And the Bengals
oh,
go 8-9 again and miss the playoffs, which is just so fitting for
they're
them.
just like, oh god, that is so funny.
Jaguars
Oh,
6-11. I mean, the yeah, and the Broncos definitely fell off a little bit, but they're still 8-9. Like a lot, this AFC was really competitive. So, but the
yep.
Cardinals are going to be picking first overall. By the way,
That,
they're
congratulations.
the worst team by 2 wins, which is crazy.
That's rough. Well, you know what? You have a good chance now to inject
Yeah,
some fun players
yeah,
in.
I
But
guess so.
yeah,
And go ahead.
okay. I just yeah, looked like the Texans and Browns are really the two standout teams in the AFC.
Yeah,
Texans I wasn't expecting them to do this well. Maybe I should have, but they of course last year they snuck into the playoffs at the sixth seed and then bowed out in the wild card. But it seems like now they've really kicked their their rear ends into full gear. And the Browns, of
dude,
course, they've been in this what?
I got my contract extended
Congratulations.
for going 4 and
Congratulations.
13. 3-year
Good job, man.
contract. Let's go.
You earned that.
I did.
But Cleveland, of course, they've been a very good team for a while, and they're right back here, so that makes sense. Um, yeah, NFC's big toss up. I'm just glad the Giants squeaked in there. The Eagles do as well at 9-8. Yeah, it's a very very weird year.
Yeah.
Very weird year.
Very weird year, but I'm very curious. Obviously, being 4 and 13, looking at the mock draft here, looks like the Cardinals are projected to take a D tackle at the top pick
Mhm.
here, and I will say, I mean, hey, he looks kind of insane, incredible athlete. I see A's and a B for block shed. Yeah, he looks like he'd be great. We've needed a boost on that defensive line, so wouldn't hate it. Um, and there, I mean, I will say there is a quarterback at 4 looking to go to the Niners. He actually looks really solid, and maybe that's why the Niners waited. Because
Mhm.
at pick 5, they projected him. Um,
Yeah,
we see your Giants further down the board. They are projected pick 19, and they're taking a corner. Is their
corner.
projection?
Interesting. I don't know about the expiring contracts, so I have to take a look.
Yeah,
But
I mean, he looks
maybe,
like a
maybe
really good man corner, good size and speed, but injury is an F, so that's concerning. But who knows? Very interesting draft class. Um, but
gonna
let's
quickly
talk
take a look
about.
at how the one second. I'm just gonna see
Yeah,
how this
let's.
line looks. So yeah, Lumen's as a 79, and Santiago I was talking about. He's up to an 80. So this O line's actually taken a big turn. The center is still kind of an issue, and so is left tackle, but definitely looking a lot better than it has previous years. And Acosta's up to an 84. Just had to
There you
call
go.
that out.
Yeah, that's yeah, not bad at all. Also your rookie center is up to a 68. Just looking at him, could be a potential guy that could step up, and you might not even have to draft a center next year if Christian Simpson. I don't know what his deal is, but um, maybe you could. Oh, he's on a 3-year deal actually. So honestly, you might not actually have to invest in the line. Maybe just left tackle next year.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, looks
okay,
like Damone Kinley missed most of the season. It's not great, but
yeah,
we'll talk about
yeah, we're gonna have to talk about something else. I just looked at your roster, but it's besides the point. We're not looking there. I'm interested in my O line as well. Not like we did anything with it, but I'm curious to see what the hell went on in here. Um, looks like we didn't really sign anyone. That's probably why we sucked. So, um,
it. Fair enough.
but let's look at the stats for the season. Let's start with the Cardinals since they stunk. Um,
Sure.
Nick Skillen, yeah, he had his worst year yet. 3,600 yards, 18 touchdowns to 8 picks, sacked 65 times. We need to get some
Jesus.
O line talent in here. Um, it's not good, not good at all. The run game, I mean, Dom Lehman was hurt for 3 games, but he was efficient when he played. But nothing super crazy. Jaquan Horn, the rookie, got involved quite a bit actually. Not super efficient of a runner. And J.P. Norton has just completely fallen down the board here. It hasn't been great either. Receiving, Marvin Harrison still puts up over 1,000 on 85 catches, 3 touchdowns. Cobb with a solid year. 74 for 807 touchdowns, and Ramos with, you know, 500 yards, 4 touchdowns. Fernandez with 500 for 2 touchdowns. Um, so receiving's not terrible still, but the run game still hasn't been great. And Paris Johnson is just terrible. I mean, missed the game, gave up 20 sacks. Damian Terry, who's a 68 overall right tackle, gave up 15 sacks in 15 games played. The center, Tevin Lewis, also sucks for some reason. 11 sacks given up. Ramon Guerrero, 68 overall left guard, gave up 10 sacks. And Gabe Crisp is the only thing holding this line together somehow with 3 sacks. But I feel like they just credited the sacks towards Tevin Lewis, but they should have gone to Crisp probably.
Maybe.
But defensively, Quan Wiggins leads the team in tackles. Brett Charles had a good year, 14 TFLs and 12 sacks. He easily had 13 TFLs and 9.5 sacks. Payne, not a great year. 6 TFLs, 6 sacks. And yeah, I mean, I think if we insert that D tackle into this group, I do think that could elevate this pass rush again. Because I mean,
Mhm.
Brett Charles easily and Nathan Payne are good, but I do think you get a fourth guy in there, like the rest of the league does, we could be really good.
Yeah.
Um, Only 5 interceptions on the season, very low for our standards. 9 deflections for Emmanuel Franklin, only 5 fumbles as well, so force and none recovered actually. So only 5 turnovers on the season. That's a big reason why we weren't great either. Um,
Mhm.
just yeah, rough season for sure. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, gross, very gross season. But let's take a
This
look at your
Yes, sucks.
your
I
division
just
winning group.
running backs really just can't seem to stay healthy, and that
No,
just sucks. That's unfortunate. The New York Giants, Parker fucking Hunter, dude. Oh my god. I really hope he gets extended. 38 touchdowns, 4 picks, only sacked 46 times for a line that's developing. Not amazing, of course, but good, I would say, considering the circumstances.
yeah,
Somehow, I don't know if it's the protection schemes. Maybe Randy Peake is an offensive line guru, so he can kind of coach these guys up. And I don't know what it is, but Parker Hunter's playing clean football. Very, very good season. Probably one of his best he had. I of course, not MVP. Not going to be MVP. Not even never, ever, ever. But
no,
good, great season. Great season.
yeah,
So running back, Cameron Snow finally able to stay healthy. 1,100 yards, 9 touchdowns, fumbled twice, but I think honestly, very good season still. Hunter with 3 touchdowns, 400 yards on the ground. It's such a shame. Like that's over 40 touchdowns to 4 turnovers for Parker Hunter. What a great season from him. And Deshaun Carmichael stepping in as well, making some waves as well as a running back too. So running back stayed healthy, and we got good rushing production. Here is John Coyle. Holy shit. 1,300 yards, 20 touchdowns, potential offensive player of the year. Absolute demon season for John Coyle, who had to step up because this receiver room, we mentioned it, it's thin. Eduardo Alonso, he's missed 6 games. He was definitely the wide receiver too up to that point, of course. But Kerry Strong had to step in, put up okay production. Akeem Woodson was also playing meaningful reps for this team. And Ben Acosta
he was a
wasn't really
free
doing
agent.
that much.
He was a free agent signing, by the way. He's an
Oh,
84 overall
oh, you're
tight end
yeah. Well, no,
over the
because we
rookie
drafted
first
Josh
round pick.
Cruz. Yeah, that is really unfortunate.
6 catches for him.
Sucks, but it's hard to really grade that pick then because we obviously just fucking signed a guy
Yeah,
over him. Stinks. Acosta looks solid, but yeah, I don't know. But even then, like he's good overall. I don't know, but we still didn't use tight end that much. He didn't use the tight end that much. Or like be like this like 71 overall receiver getting more catches than him. I just think we don't use tight ends. I'm not sure what the play is here, but oh well. Blocking wise, very good blocking season. Honestly, it's Dylan Woods really is a weak point on this line. So apparently, our center Christian Simpson only gave up 1 sack. So
he's
maybe
good.
it's just left tackle. Maybe he's just the guy.
Maybe.
Lumen and Boston gave up 9 sacks. Not great, but again, the whole line is not perfect yet. Santiago is a right tackle, only gave up 7 sacks. He might be the guy of the future. Genuinely, I really like what I see from Santiago. Going to defense, of course, Cam Bolden leading us in tackles by a wide margin, by a very wide margin. Having an awesome year for him. 20 TFLs from Dual Carter, only 11 sacks. Interesting.
He's a run stopper
Interesting.
guy now in his later years, apparently.
Run stuffer. And I did mention this. Ben Gardner was mainly our other edge rusher. Of course, we drafted him. And he he's honestly had a pretty good season stepping in for Damone Kinley, who got injured, and I think is going to likely miss this entire playoff run, unfortunately, as well. But solid production, not crazy good. Our defensive tackles didn't do anything really this year. Only 3 sacks for Mason Graham, 3.5 for Derek Shields. Had some good TFLs. So I did see we are the best run stuffing defense.
Makes
So that
sense.
is an improvement, big improvement. But we're not sacking the quarterback as much, not as much as we have in previous years. So not great. JD Rose, awesome player, 4 interceptions for us. Love that. Cam Bolden with 3, and not much outside of that. Deflections wise, Cam Bolden leads us. I think Cam Bolden might be one of our best defense. He's been sneaky good every single season.
Yeah.
Very consistent linebacker for us ever since I drafted him. And Tresman Bellamy, the corner that we drafted 3 years ago, very solid. JD Rose with 5 deflections as well. 2 forced fumbles for Derek Shields, so at least we were punching the ball out. And Damone Kinley recovered both of them despite missing like the entire season. So good for him. Damone Kinley also put up a safety. So I think maybe our season would have gone a little better if Kinley was healthy. But all in all, team did enough to make the playoffs. And
Yeah.
I think the defense just was a little lackluster in terms of stopping the pass. But yeah, great run stuffing defense. We just gave up a few too many points to really be like an upper echelon team this year. But we're in the playoffs,
Yeah.
winning our division.
And we'll look at the overall league stats here, and of course, who else but Will Samuels to be at the top with 5,100 yards, 35 touchdowns, 7 picks, sacked 66
Ooh.
times. But I
The
did
yardage, is he mortal?
no,
Is he more? I mean, because
no.
yeah, the yardage is it's too big of a disparity. But
But I
damn it,
mean,
because Partner had a kind of a better year if you take away the yardage component, of course.
I don't know.
Um,
I feel like there's other guys who had better seasons, including the rookie Bobby Hendricks for the Falcons with a great year.
oh,
4,500 yards,
yeah,
41 touchdowns, 12 picks is a lot, but still, rookie, great year. Also, Mitch Wild for the Ravens, great season, 4,500 yards, 34 touchdowns, 5 picks. And you see Stroud kind of having a resurgence here in his later years. 4,400, 32 touchdowns, 3 picks, brings him to the
Jaden
playoffs.
Daniels is still playing good ball for the Commanders.
Yeah. Also, William Banks, what a turnaround for him. Last season, he was very bad, and this season, he actually looks pretty solid for the Packers. Vaughn Herron as well with a nice turnaround. The second-year quarterback, Brandon Bishop, finally gets the start in LA for the Chargers, and superstar Dev, he looks pretty decent. Um, Anything else notable? Jackson Dart, he's had this very consistent seasons of the high 3,000 yards, like mid to high 20 touchdowns, and then low interceptions. Just kind of
Yeah,
been what he does. Spellman with a down year. Drake May was solid. Oscar Browning had a nice year too. McCarthy was Magana was all right. And
yeah,
I
I gotta
mean,
say, very low interceptions this season.
yeah,
Not many guys with a lot of picks.
Parker Peterman was pretty solid for the Broncos, even though they missed the playoffs. But yeah, I mean, very interesting. The quarterback for the Chiefs only had 1 pick, the rookie from 3 years ago, 2 years ago. Yeah, I mean, yeah, very interesting. By the way, Clay Tyson is a backup quarterback for the Chargers. So,
Oof. Yeah, what a fall from grace.
yeah, very much so. Yeah, 12 interceptions was the most by Bobby Hendricks, so that's not terrible. Will Samuels had the most sacks on him. Where's Jaden Daniels at out of interest? He dropped down to 45, so the O-line did a much better job this year for them. Looking at
Nice.
rushing, Marcus Robinson continues to show why he is awesome. On 674 downs played, he got 290 attempts, 1,600 yards, 5.5 yards per carry, and 9 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Insane. Yeah, he's incredible. Only 13 touchdowns is the most, including Quincy Barber, your former third running back, gets 13 with the Bengals.
No yards though, Jesus.
No. But Emmett Dunn, if with the Niners, you got Eric Neal in there, Trent Mincy, Daryl Manning, obviously Cameron Snow's in there, Eric Lindley, is a newer name. Scadaboo's still kicking, still doing his thing in LA.
Yeah, they
Um,
drafted the backup, and now but they're still kicking with Scadaboo for
yeah,
year one. Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Amarian Hampton is a Chief, looking good there. Um, yeah, I mean some solid seasons all around for a lot of guys here, but um, nothing like super
Marshall
crazy.
Malone is starting for the Steelers. There you go.
Caleb Johnson finally regressed probably. So, yeah, Malone didn't look terrible for the Steelers either. So there you go. Uh, Bijan missed some games, still looks very good. Trey Benson, still the Ravens running back, missed 5 games, still looking pretty decent though. Genty missed 6 games, but still looked good. Um,
I will say for a quarterback, Parker Hunter had the most rushing yards.
there you
Something
go.
to make note of.
And the leading receiver in yards was, of course, Bo Moorhead. Man, I need some too.
Me too. Me
But
too.
crazy Drake London year. 99 catches, 1,500 yards, 23 touchdowns, leads the league in every
Oh,
statistic other than yardage. Um,
yeah,
there
that might be offensive player of the year for the NFC.
very, very easily could. I mean, Coyle had a great year, but I mean, I
It's
don't know.
just he's London did better in every category. That's fair. But
Yeah.
Logan Booth, another Rams guy coming in here. Of course, Wilbin and Cooper. I don't think he. I think he was like a. Yeah, he was like a. I think he got drafted or picked up this year, right? Because I don't
Um,
recognize Logan Booth on the Rams.
he
No,
no,
he's been a
he's been a
Ram.
depth
So
guy, I guess,
yeah.
filling in
Okay.
there
Well,
pretty well.
there you go. And he's of course stepping in for Malcolm Rainey and
Oh my
Shantavius Wilbin.
goodness. By the way, the big Will Samuels receiver was Max Speed McKee, finally finding a home
Oh,
in
there you go.
Cincinnati.
There you go.
His best
Late
career
bit of a
year.
late bloomer. Because yeah, he's been kind of a backup, hasn't he?
Yeah, for the most part. You also see DeAndre Pinkins, another guy who, I mean, they had to fill the hole of Jamar Chase leaving, so him and
No problem doing
Pinkins
that.
definitely fill the hole there. Some solid seasons from familiar faces as well. Tristan McDougal's still doing his thing. Nothing super out of this world. Malik Neighbors with 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns, still a good year for him. Dylan Thomas with 1,000 for the Bengals still. Um, yeah, I mean Walt Snead put up 1,000 for the Ravens, so he's still doing
Mhm.
his thing there. But um, I will say Wilbin it was not up here. He must have gotten hurt or something.
I feel like he should have. Yeah, he definitely should have been hurt because there's no other reason he shouldn't be up there. I saw Rainey was there right around 1,000. Oh yeah, Shantavius Williams down here. He didn't miss a game.
Hmm.
775. I'm not sure what happens.
Didn't get as utilized. I guess I don't know. Weird. Um, the player with the most sacks given up was Carlos Joseph for the Jets, 23 and 16 games.
Ugh.
Felix Ford found a job in the Raiders, and he's given up 21 sacks still.
Devin
And
Myers as well. I'm pretty sure he's been up here many
yeah,
times.
he's always up here, and he's just the first. I mean, they stuck to him. He's a superstar dev. He's 28 years old. He's only an 81 playing down. He had like one good year a couple years ago, and that was it.
Don't
Um,
worry, your guy's up here as well, Paris
I
Johnson.
know he had a great career, but he's washed now, unfortunately. Defensive players wise, Emmett Cummings with the most tackles. By the way, we need to figure out which Trey Sanchez is the Giants one from
Let's
previous.
do
Okay,
that right now.
it's not
Let's
the
see.
one on the Raiders, so it's not that one. That face scan one is not the Trey Sanchez. It's the Ravens one, of course.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah. That's
who
it. Yep.
he was the worst of the two. So there you go. Leader in
There you go.
TFLs is a tie for Mitchell Adams for the Titans, and then Deontay Sampson for the Chiefs. But of course, Carter right behind them. Leader in sacks is Luis Sierra, who gets 21 sacks. He has been insane, kind of taking up the role as the pass rushing demon in the NFL over from Abdul Carter, who's really leaned into
Oh
more of
yeah.
his run stopping game. Um, what a signing for the Panthers with Keegan Daly, though. 18 and a half sacks, 13 TFLs.
Yeah. It's a home run right there.
Oh my goodness. Mike Green, by the way, decided to go with the Chargers to team up with Walter Nolan. That's a
Oh God.
hell of a duo. Also, no, that's a different guy. Never mind. Tyson Young is not Tyson. What was his name? The other guy, the Eagles one. I can't remember his
Yeah.
name.
Tyson
Um,
Jones or something like that.
yeah. Also, Michael Williams with the Chargers, 15 and a half sacks. That front is scary. Um,
That I would not want to play the Chargers
yeah,
at all.
it's a very good group there. But interception leaders 6 for Brian Milstead. Titans defense kind of showing some life here.
Yeah.
Um, deflections leader Evan Jackson with 13 fumbles. Not a ton forced. 3 for Matt Harris, and that was about it. 3 blocked kicks for Johnny Hackett, the D tackle for the Dolphins. That's pretty crazy. Um, but yeah, I mean, interesting season. A lot of the same names making good plays, but some newer guys showing up too, which is nice to see. Um, but I guess let's talk about the playoffs. I'll talk about the AFC.
Got it.
Texans 1 seed, so Browns Ravens divisional matchup. It's interesting. I mean, we've talked about the Browns being one of the best teams in the AFC pretty much year in and year out, but Ravens are newcomers here, and I think they've really taken a good step up. Um, I don't know. Prediction wise, I would say I think I'm going to lean Browns. Where are you thinking with that?
What am I thinking? I'm also going to lean Browns. I think the Ravens, of course, with Wilds now leading the as the quarterback, still upsets me admittedly, but
Yes.
the Mitch Wilds, and that Ravens team has gotten better, and they've finally earned a trip to the dance in a tough AFC North. But ultimately, I don't see them getting past Cleveland. I think Cleveland's just been super consistent, super good. Um, and I think they're just going to get out of the wild card here at home, of course, with the big advantage there against their division rival. I think Cleveland advances. Do you want me to propose this next one, or do you want to
No,
just go
I'll
through
stick
the
with the
AFC card?
AFC part. Yeah.
You got it. You got it.
So Dolphins, Chargers. I feel like these two have been avoiding each other a little bit. I don't remember them playing against each other, but Dolphins have been in this playoffs quite a bit as well. Obviously looking to go back and win a Super Bowl. They won one a couple years ago, and you know, bringing a really good front. Of course, this defense is notably great. But the Chargers have made some really good moves in free agency over the years to build that D line up. Um, and obviously, bringing the rookie quarterback from last year as their starter has helped them jump to a playoff spot here. So I don't know. Personally, I think Dolphins win. I think the youth of the quarterback versus that D line is going to be scary for them. What do you think?
I, I really like their defensive front a lot, and that's really what dominates games. I think their offense can maybe hold out and do just enough. I don't know. I like that Chargers team. The Dolphins don't really have Elliott Farr is good, but he's not an elite running back, and I think they can hold them off in the run game, and of course get after the quarterback. So I think the Chargers are going to squeak it out, but it's going to be tough.
It's fair enough. And then the Chiefs Steelers. Chiefs have turned things around here with a new head coach. Steelers, I mean, kind of felt like they snuck in here with Spellman, but I don't know. I mean, this one's an interesting matchup. I do think the Steelers have a pretty solid team overall. The Chiefs have just um, still been building this team up. I feel like kind of unknown battle here. I'm gonna lean Steelers just because I feel like they've been more consistent.
That's fair. I do like what the Steelers have been kind of brewing. I think they've been around the block before, but I really like the Chiefs. I think Montreal Conley is the guy for them. Of course, you mentioned Amari and Hampton. And they also had that, I think, that Delgado guy, I believe, at running back as well. And Chiefs have kind of been I think brewing quietly. Um, and they've also been around here. They've been here a few times as well. And I'm going to go with Kansas City here. I'm going to, don't mean to oppose you on all these picks, but I
No,
really like Kansas
hey, we
City,
picked the Browns
and
together, so
we stand united in the poo poo Browns, but
yes.
I'll take Kansas City here. It's of course also, I guess it doesn't matter in sim, but playing at Arrowhead's not a fun thing for
No,
any team to do.
no.
Well, let me propose to you these NFC matchups. First, we have Bears Eagles. Bears hosting Philadelphia. And I mean, this is going to be a fun one, I think, as well. Von Herren's Eagles have been a very a team that have experienced some tribulation. Von Herren's had some down years, had some up years. This has been a good year for him, and they managed to sneak into the playoffs. Of course, they didn't win the division, looked like the favorites, but ultimately the Giants were able to sneak up from behind them. But Philly's still here in the dance, looking to make some waves and taking on Chicago, who I think they have a pretty nice little squad as well. They've been another lurker as of recently. They've been getting to the playoffs. I feel like semi. I feel like I've seen them a couple of times, but then they've fallen off. I think recently, not making too many appearances themselves, but they are back. And I'm gonna take Chicago here. I'm gonna take Chicago. I think they're the more well-rounded team. I think Philadelphia. I think there could be a potential upset alert here, but I just like Chicago. How do you feel about how these two teams match up?
Yeah, I mean, it'll be very interesting for sure, but I think I'm gonna take the upset the Eagles here. I think I like Von Herren. I like him more than Caleb Williams at this point in their careers, and I also do think the Eagles have a better pass rush than the Bears, and I think that's just consistently kind of what we've seen win games in the playoffs is better quarterback play and better pass rush. So I'm going to the Eagles. But how about your Giants?
Hi, New York Giants. We will be taking on the Carolina mother loving Panthers, and I don't know how to feel about this game. I think the Giants, they win the division, of course, but it's going to be interesting. Of course, the Panthers have Eric Neal, who could do some very bad things to us. We have a great defensive line, the number one team against the run, though, so I feel like we're equipped for it. I believe they brought in, it was Gleason, right? Alex Gleason, uh, Panthers quarterback. Yes, I'll take a look right here. They also bring in Josh Flaherty, as their wide receiver two. Tedero McMillan is the one. And rocking William Valdez at tight end. A couple other guys here, of course. Lions not too great, but not going to let that influence me too much. I do think the Giants are the better team here. Um, and I mean, I feel like the Panthers are a more well-rounded team, but the Giants' defense is really good, and especially at stopping the run. Give me New York. But how do you feel about this?
You know, it's interesting because I do agree with everything you said, but I for some reason feel like the Giants just are gonna get upset here. I don't know what it is about
Okay.
this Panthers team. They've shown us stretches of playoff runs before where we didn't think they'd be able to, but they did, and I could see it happening. They've made some nice moves in the offseason, and I don't know. I could see them maybe winning this one.
Fair enough. They could make a run like they did. I believe it was in our second sim year when they went to take on the Browns. Didn't end up the way they wanted it to, but they're definitely a good team. I could definitely see them making some waves here. Lastly, Seahawks and Green Bay, or sorry, the Green Bay taking on Seattle in Seattle, Lumen Field. This is also a pretty close one. I feel like I feel like these have been quiet teams, teams we haven't really seen in the playoffs much.
Yeah,
I don't
Packers
think
have
either of these teams
Packers were
were they.
like they were two seeds like 2 years in a row, but they kept getting bounced by the Vikings, I believe, as the
I
second
do remember
seeds.
that. I remember that. Yeah. Um, and I think that trend's going to continue. I'm going to take for all three of these games, of course, going with the home team here. Give me Seattle to take down Green Bay uh, and advance. What do you think?
Fair enough. I'm gonna oppose you on this one too. I think the Packers are again. It's just purely because of the quarterback play and the pass rush. I think the quarterback play for the Seahawks has been very up and down. They haven't been able to land on a quarterback, but the Packers have stuck with their guy for the second year in a row, and this time he's actually turned it around to be very solid. Yeah, I'm going to take the Packers. Then upset.
Fair enough.
So we only agree
Okay.
on one matchup. So we should have some
Some,
some right and some
some
wrong there.
right. It should be a pretty good spread.
Yeah.
Maybe
Speaking
I
of
for probably gonna be the Ravens winning. We all because we both picked them,
oh yeah, but
cursing them.
speaking of spreads, let's
Oh,
continue down this hole. That is the playoffs.
let's do it.
Um,
Right in that hole.
yeah, spreading the
Get deep
metaphorical
in that
cheeks.
hole.
And we do see the
Ooh, here we go.
Browns. We'll start with the AFC. The Browns
Yeah,
dominate 35-14, and I think we both agreed that this was just a really good Browns team. And the Ravens obviously good too, but quarterback play wasn't enough. Even though Mitch Wiles was the better player, more efficient at least. Cole Marshall with more yards, more touchdowns, and still very efficient. Was not bad at all. Rushing wise was the big thing here. The big difference is the Ravens could not run the football with Trey Benson, but the Browns with a 3 to 4
wow.
headed monster. Specifically with Jason Barnett, 122 yards and a touchdown. Martinez had a nice game as
9.4 a
well.
carry as well. This is
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. The run game was
They'd have a
incredible.
70 long, but yeah, no, it's still great.
Yeah, Marshall also ran one in. The Ravens passing wise, obviously John Gafford is one of the better receivers in the league at this point. Had a good performance, 107 yards and a touchdown, but Addison got involved, 77 for a touchdown. Obviously, former Buccaneer, won a Super Bowl there, bringing the Super Bowl winning culture back. Also, a really good pickup after the draft, PJ Merritt for the Browns, putting up a solid game. And Dane Myers, another free agent signing for the Browns. They've been taking advantage of the free agency after the draft, getting these weapons here. Um, and yeah, they make some nice plays here. Um, offensively, defensively, Jacob Parrish for the Ravens was a pickup for them. Was not able to do enough, sadly, for them. Jack Sawyer had a nice game, 2 TFLs and a sack. And both teams got to the quarterbacks 3 times, but in the grand scheme of things, it really was the run game and really that was the main thing. Was the run game was just so wildly different here
Yeah.
for these teams. Where the Ravens, you look at 31 rushing yards total versus 205 for the Browns. 19 first downs for the Browns, 7 for the Ravens. They just didn't have the time. 40 minutes almost for the Browns in time of possession, double the amount the Ravens had. So, even though the Ravens have a good squad, the time got away from them. They didn't have enough time to make things work. But this is an interesting one. A very close win for the Chargers.
I called it game of the
Yeah, you
week.
did, and it was a comeback win. Down in the fourth quarter, they put up 15 to come back and
Nice.
win for a team that's their history. They've been known to choke in these wild card matchups, specifically against the Jaguars. But Brandon Bishop, a big reason why. 206 yards, 3 touchdowns, was sacked 4 times, but was very efficient with his 21 attempts. Oscar Browning threw 2 picks, was sacked 3 times. Not a bad game outside of that, but still the 2 turnovers, not ideal. Elliott Farr was good, but did fumble once. Haha, fuck you, Elliott Farr, bitch. Ruined my nightmare. He's in my nightmares, man. I will say the Chargers didn't really have a great running attack. They really relied on Bishop in the pass game. Daryl Manning wasn't very efficient, did fumble as well. Um, but receiving wise, Grant Snyder put up a good performance for the Dolphins along with Jose Ridgway. But Lad McConkey, Easton Matthews, and LaMichael Campbell, really good trio there. All get touchdowns and 4 catches apiece with some yardage.
There you
Looking
go.
at defensively, it was Dennis Stern, Jarvis Thomas, Johnny Hackett. We know this D line is very good. They just weren't enough to stop the young quarterback in Bishop. Bradford and Ashmore, Craver, they got a lot of secondary action in the pass rush in here. It looks like they brought some blitzes. Walter Nolan
Mhm.
got involved. Obviously, Matt Ward and Zay Nash both with interceptions was huge. Um, so it's a big thing there. Obviously, both teams looked very good and they're very evenly matched, but the Chargers were able to get it done. And then another one that's a little bit interesting here, a 10-point victory for the Steelers over the Chiefs, 31-21. DeMar Spellman, while he had a bad year, I would say, he had a great game today with 204 yards and 3 touchdowns. Only sacked twice, decent completion percentage as well. But the young quarterback for the Chiefs folded under pressure. Obviously, he hasn't been in the playoffs very much at all, but got a touchdown, 2 picks, 52 completion percentage. That's just brutal. Um, Neither run game was like excellent. Hampton punched in 2 touchdowns, but the efficiency wasn't there. Spellman was efficient when he ran and did get it in for a touchdown. Um, but yeah, William Jaramillo was very good for the Steelers, and Spellman 103 for 2 touchdowns. Don Hagens for the Chiefs tried his heart out there, but the yeah the quarterback play was a big reason we saw that there. But Chiefs defensive line, they tried, got some pressure on, but wasn't enough. The 2 picks were brutal. Both 2 linebackers, Jose Francisco and Jimmy Wilson, picking off the young quarterback for the Chiefs. And that was the turning point. There was those turnovers in the quarterback play as a whole. So we will see Texans, Chargers, and another divisional rivalry matchup here, Browns, Steelers in the divisional. Let's move to your NFC side here.
There you go. So yeah, we split. We did split predictions there in the AFC. Both got one right. Fun little. I do like the matchups as well in the divisional. It's gonna be fun.
Mm-hmm.
But let's go over to the NFC real quick. So you did call this one correctly. Philadelphia does upset Chicago, and you talked about him. Von Herren, absolute stud. I mean, Caleb Williams played solid as well,
He
but
did.
Von Herren with 363 and 3 touchdowns is better, quite
Yeah.
simply. Devin Eubanks tried his best for Chicago. Honestly, had a solid stat line. Probably should have leaned on him a little bit more, but just ultimately weren't able to get much there. And Antonio Edwards, I think a very high volume day there, 5.3 carry. Nothing crazy in the run game. Lance McDaniel, the Chicago backup running back, had only 1 carry for 7 yards and also fumbled, which is
No,
not too great. And
not
probably
ideal.
probably didn't help things. Yeah, no. Carlos Delgado for Philadelphia had an awesome game, 149 and a touchdown on 10 catches. Alani Fletcher as well, having a nice 93-yard game for the touchdown as well. Scott Higgins tried his best, but in the losing effort, but it was for naught. A couple other guys down here. Uh, and yeah, Byron Thomas, free safety leading along with Travion Wilson, or sorry, Vincent, not Wilson, for the tackling. Morgan Curry with 2 TFLs and with Dallas Turner for the Eagles. And yeah, pretty back and forth. 2 sacks for each team, but no picks. And yeah, just but of course that fumble was big. Quentin Kramer punched it out. Let's see. I think did they recover that? They didn't. So actually, didn't end up being turnover. But yeah, Philadelphia was just better. I mean, I feel like Von Herren just put everything out there and was just able to move the ball more efficiently and get down the field. I'm curious where the extra touchdown went to because there's obviously a bit of a score discrepancy here. Pat, this the fullback for the Eagles, Pat Steffa put in a touchdown. So I think that was
Hell
the
yeah.
one I was looking for. There you go. Okay. So Philadelphia is going to move on to take Tampa Bay, the 1 seed. So
That's
that's
a
going to be a fun
that's a
matchup.
very fun matchup. Yeah.
Very fun matchup. So Giants Panthers. I got this one here, and very happy I did because New York will be moving on to the divisional. We'll talk about that, but this game, uh, it was pretty close. I think offensive performance wise, Giants did do better. No turnovers. Time of possession, Giants did dominate time of possession, so that's going to be something to keep in mind. Going to player stats, Parker Hunter got sacked 5 times, not great, but ultimately I would say outplayed Alex Gleason, who only had 180 yards and 53 completion percentage. Not going to be good. Um, not good enough to really win many games, but Parker Hunter did enough, I think. Cameron Snow had a very nice game, 4.4 carry, 75 yards. Eric Neal, we forced a fumble out of him, which is always nice to see, but he still ended up with some solid production here, 4.9 a carry, 73 yards. But I would say still pretty good. Uh, Backup running back Akeem Woodson with a touchdown for the Giants,
Receiver.
and backup running back. Oh,
He's a
that's a receiver.
receiver. Yeah, it took a little jet sweep
That's
in.
that right. That is our receiver, a 71 overall guy coming with a nice play, and uh, backup running back, rookie running back for the Panthers, also punched in a touchdown on the ground with their backup Shaden Cooper. Going
I
to
wonder if
receiving,
he's related to Sheldon Bazinga. You know.
Zinga, who knows? Josh Flaherty leading in receiving today for the Panthers, but obviously New York had better receiving play in general with John Coyle, 66 yards on 4 catches, and Ben Acosta, the tight end, 50 yards and a touchdown on 6 catches. Eric Neal did his best, honestly, in the receive game as well. Well over 100 yards for him, but ultimately for not Kerry Strong and a few other guys chipping in for New York. Um, Going on to defense, Panthers leading tacklers, of course. They were on the field more, I believe. Their defensive line was doing some work. Nick Scorton and Keegan Daly, the big free agent acquisition, they were getting after Parker Hunter, but it just didn't quite matter. Abdul Carter, 1.5 sacks for himself as well. But yeah, no, Carolina was getting all over our backfield. Uh, Rookie Sebastian Barkley came in with a half a sack alongside Calvin Peralta, the first round pick from 2 years ago, who
There
was
you
our
go.
defensive tackle 4 up until now. So there you go. Anything else notable here? There is the forced fumble. I want to see if that was recovered. That's JD Rose who punched it out. Wasn't recovered by the Giants, but still a very good showing there. And of course, shout out to Mevis for 100% field goal percentage, 3 for 3. And the Panthers missed a field goal. So Could have
That's a
been a
big,
big thing there as well.
yeah.
That's a big one, and they win 23-13. Good showing by the defense, and yeah. Lastly, we will take a look at the Seahawks and the Packers. Seahawks do end up winning this one against Green Bay, 24-21, winning by a field goal. Bit of a close game, but honestly, of course, first glance, 400 yards for the Seahawks compared to Packers 268. Definitely looks interesting, and the Seahawks do edge them out on time of possession by a few minutes. No turnovers. Let's get into this. Let's see what happens. So yeah, Andrew Ortiz had a great game for the Seahawks. 318 for 2 touchdowns, only sacked 2 times. But William Banks had a good game. Was not the reason the Packers lost, I would say. 2 touchdowns, 201 yards, 20 for 23. Going over to the running backs, Trent Mincy, who had a solid season for himself, 58 yards and a touchdown. Matt Claxton was the leading rusher for the Packers. I've never seen this guy before, but it just, likely it's going to start happening here as more players come into the league. Only
Yeah.
3.5 a carry for him, 46 yards. Aside from that, nothing really going on in the run game. BJ Silver's backup running back for the Packers, punted in a touchdown as well. Dennis Bowe for the Seahawks, leading and receiving today, 93 yards. Noah Whalen for the Packers, putting up a good performance in the loss, 79 yards and a touchdown. JSN's still kicking, still putting up a nice game here, 7 catches for 67 yards. Sebastian Estrada, 65 yards on 4 catches. A couple other guys down here. Mark Rich with a touchdown on 2 catches, 42 yards. We'll go over to the defense. Lastly, Javon Bullard still playing Packer football, the leading tackler today. Chop Robinson, 2 TFLs, along with Sean Simmons, who's had himself a very nice career here.
Former
Of course, now playing for
former
the Seahawks.
Bear. Yeah,
Former Bear. I
he
believe
was a
he's a Bear.
depoy or a D-Roy.
I believe he was.
Very
Yeah.
odd. Okay.
Rylan Kinney as well with 2 TFLs for the Packers. Eric Hernandez in the backfield for the Packers. Tim Mobley with a sack. Back and forth, honestly, but yeah, ultimately not much to see there. Yeah, I think that's really all there is to say about this game. It was also the Packers got Greg Rousseau. That's a fun little storyline there, but ultimately won't be seeing him anymore.
Because he's dead.
As Seahawks, he's just fucking died. But well, of course, his run ends there. So NFC divisional round recap, I suppose, of what we're going to be seeing this next week in football. Buccaneers taking on the Eagles, and the Giants taking on Seattle. All
Interesting
right.
matchups. We'll start with the AFC here. Texans, Chargers. I think. It's tough because we didn't see the Texans do anything yet, like this year, or this playoff run yet. But they've been great. Obviously, they were the 1 seed. They were the best team in the AFC. I think Chargers are a good team. It's tough. I think I'm gonna go with the 1 seed here. Take the Texans.
That's fair. I'm really buying into this Chargers run here with their really young quarterback. I like that. I do like the Texans. No, I'm gonna side with you here. I think the Texans are gonna win, and I like the Chargers. I think they have the best upset potential this week, heading into Houston. But I think Houston's gonna get it done. I think Houston's gonna get it done. Just a really good, talented football team, and they've been knocking on the door for a little bit. It's time they break through.
Yeah, I agree. Moving to the Browns Steelers, as much as it pains me as a Steelers fan in real life, I'm gonna take the Browns. They've been just so consistently a great team, and I think it's about time for them to try to make that Super Bowl run again.
Fair enough. I think Cleveland definitely are the favorites here, and I'm not gonna bet against them. I think the Steelers have a good chance to win this game as well. I mean, I like this matchup, but I think Cleveland is a better team, and a little more decisively so. And I think Cleveland will move on. We'll see a 1 seed, 2 seed matchup in the AFC Championship: Texans Browns. Moving on to the NFC. Of course, we've agreed on these picks so far, and we'll see if that continues. Buccaneers taking on the Eagles. I'm gonna go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think Von Herron is a good quarterback. I'm gonna bet against him again, though. My division rivals. And I just really think Tampa Bay has put it all together. It's one of those teams we've talked about often because I think they've really made a lot of nice moves. And yeah, I just have a good feeling about Tampa Bay. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, they're obviously very incredible team with a lot of great talent. That Super Bowl win 2 years ago was a hell of a win. Incredible performance from that front. And I do think they're going to show up today. And I think, honestly, a big piece is Marcus Robinson. I think he's going to show out, and I'm going to take the Bucks here with a close win over the Eagles. I do think the Eagles are a good team, though.
Uh, Okay, well, the last game here, Giants, Seahawks. Of course, being played in New York. I think this one's going to be close, but I'm going to say the Seattle Seahawks go to the NFC Championship. And I hate betting against my own
Really?
team.
Oh,
And I think they're a better team. I just have a bad feeling about just how this Giants team performs. I feel like don't have the weapons we usually have. No more Malik Neighbors. The O line gave up 5 sacks last week, and our pressure wasn't getting home as they used to. I don't know. I'm worried. I think DeMcKinley's still out, so you're banking on the young guy to make an impact. I think just this team cannot win in the playoffs. I really hope I'm wrong. I'm hoping that this is going to put some fire under their ass to win this one, but I think Seattle's going to win it. I just have a feeling. What do you think?
see, I was shocked by that because I think I'm going to go with your New York Giants. I think I would have said otherwise in maybe the Giants matchup if they would have won. But I think the Seahawks were the weaker team on paper, and they managed to get the win against the Packers. But I don't think they're gonna beat the Giants. I'm gonna take the Giants to go play in the NFC Championship again and see if they can face one of their demons, whoever wins
Fair
that
enough.
the other divisional matchup. But so we agree on the AFC side. Uh, we agree 3 out of the 4 things. Just the NFC
Yeah,
bottom
you agree
one
on my
game.
team winning, so
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully you're right, but uh, I mean, I win either way. Either I'm right in the prediction, or I'm right
Well,
in
I feel like
or
you'd
I can
rather
win.
I feel like you'd rather see your team move on. I think there's one win that's a little bit more important.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Um,
I have a bad feel about the Seahawks.
I
I don't
mean,
know, but
hey,
let's
they're
see.
sneaky, but we'll see. Let's head
Thank you.
to the next week here, and
Oh,
wow, okay, so we are actually very wrong. I was completely wrong. You were
yeah.
wrong except
I
for
was
one thing, or no,
yeah.
no, you were completely wrong. I was right with one.
Okay. No, wait. I no, because you voted.
We both
You voted for Tampa as well, right?
Yeah, but I got the Giants right.
No, you. Oh, you did. No, you're right. You're right. You're right. Yeah,
Yeah,
because you voted for the Giants.
I
You're right.
did. I chose your team. But let's anyways go to the very defensive heavy matchup of the Chargers Texans. Chargers couldn't score until the second half, but won 14-10, in a very close one. And Brandon Bishop, oh my God, 6 sacks on each quarterback today in that game. Very brutal, but Bishop was, I mean, slightly. I can't even really say they're very similar stat lines. Stroud with more yards, but a touchdown for each, and just more passes for Stroud, but same completion percentage. So yeah, I can't really say either way that there's much of a difference there. Run games wise, though, Texans Devon Conrad had a nice game. Daryl Manning was decent today, and Carlos Gilmore punched in a touchdown. Um, and then receiving, Bo Moorhead, please, with a touchdown. And we see touchdown for Josh Downs, still sticking around somehow. Um, but obviously defenses with huge games today. Dante McCune, the left guard, giving up 4 sacks for the Texans, a big reason why they're going home. But we see a 10 tackle game for Jamie Costello, the D tackle, with a 5 sack performance, carrying that team with 5 of their 6 sacks, along with Ronald Patterson with an additional one there and a TFL. But was not enough.
That's dominant.
Seth Sandler had 3 TFLs. Yeah, this defense was great, but Chargers was also great and maybe more of a team effort. Jorge Ramirez with a sack, along with Mike Green, Jimmy Young, Walter Nolan, Tuli Tuipulotu, that's how you say that, and then Jeffrey Bryant, all getting involved. I think this is just it's just 2 really good defenses going head to head, but I do think the Chargers were just the better um, group effort versus Costello and Sandler being really the two
Enough.
guys And then there was a turnover there. Marquis Craver, the corner, forced the fumble and recovered it. So that's a big thing there. So Chargers defense was just good enough to get the job done. Very, very good job from their defense. But that's a very fun win there. And Chargers
A
moving
lot of
on.
defense. Yeah.
And we see another upset here. Steelers beat Cleveland and win by 7, 21-14. Another lower scoring game, but still some offense shown. And this is a very different one though, because only one sack in this game. DeMar Spellman was the better quarterback. 196 yards, 2 touchdowns. Was sacked once, but 60 completion percentage. Cole Marshall, 197 yards, a touchdown, but 2 picks, 62 completion percentage. Obviously, the 2 picks were brutal there. You see former Giant Marshall Malone, 17 for 81. Nice game for him. The Browns' run game actually not as good as it was last game in the playoffs, but it's still a solid performance from Barnett. Um, Receiving William Jaramillo with a solid performance as well. Eddie Estrada tried along with PJ Merritt, but just wasn't enough to get the job done. Caleb Johnson with a touchdown through the air, and then Fabian Clark for the Browns as well. Um, Defensively, 2 TFLs for Will Thomas and Troy Anderson. Honestly, the Browns' run defense was getting in the backfield a lot. It just wasn't enough. They also got the only sack on the day. Trevor May, the rookie. But yeah, those 2 picks were the big thing. Former Ram Montrell Watt and then Matt Chamberlain. Matt with 1 T, by the way. That feels gross. He's
Yeah, it doesn't
the
feel right.
object, not the person. Um, but yeah, I mean it was two really solid defenses going head to head, but it was just like the turnovers, and also Oscar Bates, the corner for the Steelers, forces a fumble and recovers it. Terrence Peake forced one, but he could not recover it. No recovery on that one. So three
Yeah, three
turnovers
turnovers. Yeah.
for the Browns ends up being the big reason why they lose there, because otherwise it was a very even matchup. Um, just yeah, those turnovers killed them. But we'll see a Steelers Chargers AFC Championship game. It should be an interesting one. But let's talk about the NFC.
Yeah. So that's going to be a fun one. A lot of low scoring games that's very fun to see. And this one's not exactly the highest scoring game either in the top right of your screen. Philadelphia upsets heading to Tampa Bay, and Von Herren gets it done. Offense was firing on all cylinders, at least yardage wise, not touchdown wise, but time of possession pretty even. Eagles slightly edging it out. Dane McQueen had a solid game, of course, in this after the bye, but he was sacked 4 times, 193, 2 touchdowns, 57 completion percentage is not great. Von Herren also 57 completion percentage, not too great, but has 279 yards and 2 touchdowns. So I would say, combining also the fact he was sacked one less time, that Von Herren probably had the better game there. And also having a better game, Antonio Edwards for Philadelphia, providing some very good running back play. And Marcus Robinson disappears in a big game, absolutely disappears. Dane McQueen literally having an identical stat line to him, which is not what you want to see because Dane McQueen is not a scrambler. So yeah, Marcus Robinson, I don't know what happened to him, but it seems like
Yeah,
he might have been injured because
I
Leon
maybe.
Lowry came in here with 9 carries and stunk
Yeah,
it up, didn't do much. Just couldn't do enough to overcome that. Of course, Edwards also had the touchdown. Um, and Zach Crocker, the Fire Crocker, is a Tampa Bay Buccaneer, had a nice game in the losing effort with a touchdown. Brock Schaefer leading for the Eagles. Nate Haynes having a nice game here for the Bucks, but Alani Fletcher also has a touchdown game along with Delgado. Um, no, just definitely seems like the offense was just not working as well for Tampa this game. Um, 2 sacks for Rich Reiner, leading Tampa Bay in the losing effort. Dallas Turner having a nice game, turning back the clock. Deontay Atkins and Morgan Curry getting in the backfield as well. Nate Sheets still playing here in Tampa, getting a half a sack, and Nicholas Silas. He's been a Buck, right?
he was a
I
Saint,
feel
but
like
then he came in for that Super Bowl.
right. I do. Yes, vaguely remember that. Um,
Man,
Starting to get amnesia
that
from
okay. That Super Bowl's still in my mind. I'll have you know. I know the
that. Was
last
an
one was
awesome.
great, but that one was also very fun.
It just was really good, and nothing else really to speak of stat wise. But yeah, Von Herren is making a playoff run right now, and another team making a playoff run. Not their first time. New York Giants win. I did bet against them. I said, I don't think New York can win in the playoffs. And they said, fuck you, Randy Peak. And 321 yards
Yeah, fuck
in the
you,
winning
coach.
effort.
He's like in the
Fuck you,
locker room.
coach.
In the locker room, he's like, "Hey guys, I don't think we're gonna beat this team."
Yeah, he said that, and then that's how we're gonna fire him up. We're gonna fire him up doing that. It's really smart by Randy Peak. That's just another sign of his elite coaching. The Giants lose the turnover battle in this game. They have one turnover. I don't know how it was made, but we'll see in a second. Giants do dominate time of possession, 38 minutes to 21. Yeah, Parker Hunter got got outplayed. I mean, 2 touchdowns for Ortiz, 228. Parker Hunter threw a pick and only had 1 touchdown, 186. Slightly better completion percentage, but Ortiz was sacked 3 times. Parker was only sacked twice. Here's the big difference maker. Talked about that run defense, right? Trent Mincy did fucking nothing. 1.4 carry on 9 carries, absolutely shut down. And Cameron Snow was dashing through the snow and 4.2 a carry for a touchdown, 89 yards on 21 carries. He was a bell cow, punched in a touchdown. And Deshaun Carmichael also had a nice game, 23 yards and a touchdown on 6 carries. Parker Hunter got involved briefly as well with 7 carries. Dennis Bowe tried his best. Touchdown, 91 yards and 5 catches. Sebastian Estrada also did well. I mean, the Seahawks pass game was definitely better than the Giants pass game, but the run game was there's such a disparity here. Obviously, it's like wow,
Yeah.
and that
Shout
was all
out,
it took.
shout out Akeem Woodson. He's been just
Akeem Woodson is having an insane Mickey Mouse season.
yeah,
He's of course like I think wide receiver 3,
yeah,
maybe wide receiver 4 even. He's low on the depth chart, and he just keeps coming up in big games. Kerry Strong, of course, having a nice game, and John Coyle. We do have of course that injured receiver Alonzo, I believe it is. Yeah, Eduardo Alonzo, I believe, is still injured. And everyone else kind of steps up a little bit there. So we'll take a look at the defense, which I believe is some big storylines might be Chris Gordon, leading tackler for the Seahawks, Sergio Clavijo for the for the Giants. There are 2 TFLs. Ben Gardner stepping in for the injured Damone Kinley, 2 TFLs as well, and Calvin Peralta finally starting to
yeah,
seem like a good pick. 2 TFLs, had
yeah.
a sack. Sebastian Barkley, the rookie, steps in, gets a sack, and Mason Graham gets a sack. So a lot of guys who we haven't really been prevalent in the pass rush getting involved. Chop Robinson did also get a sack in there, and a couple other guys, Eric Person involved as well. Barrett with the lone interception there on Parker Hunter. It just did not matter. It did not matter in the Giants' win. So what do you what do you think?
Well, I think that I was right. That's what I think.
You were indeed right. You were right. And do you want to go over the AFC Championship? Give
Yeah,
us
I
your
mean,
thoughts.
Steelers, Chargers, two teams that we both bet against to make it to the championship, but I don't know. Both defenses showed some good performances for different reasons. Chargers with the sack production, Steelers with the turnovers. So it really, I feel like it's going to depend on how the offenses play because both the offenses are going to have to go against good defenses. And I think I'm just going to take the veteran quarterback, DeMar Spellman. Um, I think him and Marshall Malone, the running back, will be able to do enough to get the job done over the second year quarterback Brandon Bishop. Um, what do you think though?
Okay. I'm gonna go with the guy who's kind of a bit Mahomey, the second year player Brandon Bishop, of course. I believe Mahomes made it to the Super Bowl that second year, right?
Mahomes, I believe so. His
Um,
second year starting, not in
second
the
year
league,
starting. We're
but
actually
yes.
so technically throughout everything I said, but for also
Yeah,
an AFC West team.
technically, you're a dumbass and you should die.
Failure. So no. Also, I just think it's also more impressive what the Chargers did. I mean, of course, great job upsetting the Browns because the Browns were a really good team. But you go to the 1 seed's house, and you win in more. I'd say more convincing. I guess at least the defense more convincing fashion, and um, I could see the Steelers. I could see the Steelers definitely winning it, but I feel the Chargers. I feel the Chargers, and I'm gonna have them go to the Super Bowl and the championship. I think we're also going to disagree because I'm going to vote against my Giants again. I think I've seen this insanity run, and I don't know if the Giants have not made the Super Bowl yet. So until they do, I'm not giving them the vote of confidence. They could do it right here. They could shock me. I would cry. I would fall onto the ground. I would scream in joy. But I think Philadelphia is going to break my heart again. I'm not going to put my heart into the Giants this time. They're going to have to prove me wrong one more time. What do you think?
Yeah, I do think it's funny that you think I'm going to disagree because I think that the Eagles have been playing better. I do think they've
I
been
fair.
playing better. I think they have a better, I don't want to say a better team, but they kind of do as a whole. I don't think there's some more elite players in the Giants, but I do think as a whole, the Eagles are a better team. Um, and they've shown it. They've been playing better. They've
Mhm.
handled better teams. Obviously, the second and first seed. Um, I I mean, I'm gonna take the Eagles, but I think the Giants could win
Okay.
easily. But it's gonna be
Yeah.
tough.
Maybe just like how they did the division, they could sneak up and take
That's
this win over
true.
the
That's
Eagles,
true.
go to the Super Bowl. I think the Eagles are going to win it. Come on, Giants. Come on. You want to prove me wrong
Oh,
one more
by the
time?
way, all the
One
teams
more time.
left in the Super Bowl chase are 9-8.
That's really fun. And I will say the Eagles do have a 3 overall higher offense. Defense is the same. Eagles actually are probably the favorite here. I'm going to go with the Eagles. I think the Giants. I think the Giants are going to do it, but it's always fun. It's always nerve
Oh,
wracking
well,
because
hey,
a lot of
let's
stakes.
get rid of the nerves now and let's
Let's get
advance
over it. Go it.
and let's see.
Giants are losing. Come on, Giants. What
They
do you got,
win.
Giants? What do they got? They're going to the Super Bowl. Holy shit. Holy shit. Finally. Finally. They're going to the Super Bowl. Bro. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's almost midnight, bro. I need to chill out. No. Oh my God, bro.
And
Oh, bro.
they'll be going up against the Pittsburgh Steelers. So let's talk about that one. A very close one, 27-25 win. Chargers tried to come back and win, but they could not. Chargers offense outgained them in everything. Even had, I mean, they only had one turnover against them. They had the time of possession slightly, but I don't know. Brandon Bishop had a great game. Obviously, 316 yards, 4 touchdowns, threw a pick, which is not great. Sacked 5 times was not great, which is probably part of why they did lose. But Spellman, worst game, but he was all right still. Um, Looking at the Russian, Steelers also didn't run it more efficiently. Daryl Manning and Carlos Gilmore were the better efficient runners, but Spellman ran it on the ground. So I don't know. Lad McConkey, Daryl Manning through the air had great games. William Jaramillo with a great game. Downs involved Pat Bryant, Steelers legend. Easton Matthews with a touchdown along with Pemberton and Marcus Givens. Um, I honestly don't know how the Steelers won this game. 2 TFLs for Mike Green and Michael Castaneda for the Chargers. 2 sacks for Byron Young. 2 for Cameron Pierman, former Giants. So that's a fun story there. A sack for
Oh,
Jorge Ortiz and Jimmy Young. Jimmy Wilson and Sal Hernandez combined on a sack. So I guess the sacks were the key in the pick from Oscar Bates. Again, the big plays for the Steelers defense was the big reason because their offense was not the reason they got outplayed. Um, so a
fair
fun
enough.
one there, and they'll be back to their first Super Bowl since 2010.
Well, there you go.
So 24 years in the making as of this year, 2034. So let's talk about
Feels
your
feels good.
your
Feels
win.
good. Feels really good, man. Feels really good. Okay. Well, let me
Again,
lock in here.
it's working. Your
Ah,
strategy's working. Coach Pete goes into the locker room, says, "Hey guys,
yeah,
I
you
know
guys
I said
fucking
this.
suck. You're
I
not
know
winning a playoff.
I know I said this last week, but you guys aren't winning. The Eagles are a better team. They're gonna outplay you. Von Herron's a better quarterback than you, Parker.
I'm gonna get out coached.
Yeah, I'm gonna purposely lose this game for us. I'm gonna call terrible plays.
And then
I'm gonna
they
draft bad
win out of
players
spite.
in bad. I'm gonna draft D tackles for the next 10 years, so we don't have any
And a tight end
positions.
that is a backup tight end.
Yeah,
Oh man. Well, let's talk about it. Okay. Holy shit, Von Herren pooped his butt cheeks. Pooped his butt cheeks is
sheesh.
the only word I can use for it. 78 passing yards. Let's talk about that in a second. Time of possession, Giants did take that as well. Parker Hunter got sacked 4 times. I'm worried about this line in the playoffs. You're going against really good D lines, but 2 touchdowns, 258. He does enough. 71 completion percentage. Jesus fucking Christ, Von Herren. It stinks.
Justin
Stinks,
Fields
stinks, stinks in this game.
stat line.
78 yards, the touchdown, 9 for 28. I've never seen a sim quarterback do this badly.
Yeah, especially
32
Von
completion
Herren
percentage.
because he's not bad.
He's a good
He's
overall, and
a good
it's
quarterback.
just the Giants' defense was doing something to him, man. Oh my
Yeah,
God, he only sacked twice.
it's just
Cameron Snow is the running back. He's the guy. 20 attempts, 75 yards as a touchdown, dominating on the ground. I mean, obviously not an amazing performance, but he controlled the game, helped him control the game for sure. Antonio Edwards has a solid game, 13 for 58. Parker Hunter gets involved on the ground again, 7 carries, 33 yards. Love to see that. Receiving wise, John Coyle, my goat, John Coyle. They don't care about the weapons. They have Akeem Woodson as well, still getting catches and playing good ball. Yeah, John Coyle, 105 yards, 2 touchdowns. Kerry Strong, 8 catches, 70 yards. The receiver stepped up big time. Definitely had a nice game. Ben Acosta also come in, 3 catches, 25 yards. And yeah, nothing else really to be said there. Take a look at the defense. Tackle leaders, Jahad Campbell, Alan Friedman. TFLs, 3 for Dallas Turner, 3 for Abdul Carter, and Abdul Carter saved his best ball for the playoffs, 2 sacks. Deontay Atkins actually had 2.5 sacks, but still a great game for Abdul Carter. Guess what? As well with 3 TFLs. Dallas Turner with a sack. Jeff Donaghy with the half the sack on behalf of Atkins. No picks, but I'm sure, yeah, plenty of deflections here for the Giants. 4 deflections. Of course, just completely shutting down Von Herren, who just was absolutely lost. And I think they were definitely beatable this game. They were not amazing. They were beatable, especially that offensive line. But we win. We win, and we go to the Super Bowl. Wow.
For the first time
Wow.
since
I've said, well, what, Eli Manning and
since
the Patriots, right?
I believe so.
Yep, that second one they won against New England. So, fun one. This is gonna be a fun one. They've finally they've gotten farther than I've ever gotten at this point. Farthest
Yeah,
that they've ever gotten.
with a new strategy
Uh,
of demeaning the
and
team.
yeah, do you want to look at the Pro Bowl roster before we get too ahead
Sure,
of ourselves?
sure. I don't think there's gonna be any Cardinals here, really. Maybe a couple, but
Nor there will be any Giants, so it's gonna be interesting.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm really just gonna focus on former Cardinals and Giants and current
I'll
Cardinals.
call out a couple. Banks, of course, having that great turnaround as you
Yeah.
mentioned.
Also
Hendricks also being up there.
the rookie. Yeah, that's a big one.
He's had a very nice game, or it's not a game, sorry, very nice year. A couple of running backs here, kind of guys who's been there: Neal, Mincy, and Dunn. Receivers: Drake London, of course, that great year. Booth, the Rams receiver, having a nice year. Valdez, the tight end, up there. Some offensive lineman. Savania, he gets picked up, and he's also a Pro Bowler. We mentioned him
Yeah.
in free agency, so good for him. Jalen Walker, Nick Scorton. Daly's up here for the edge, another free agent pickup. These free agent pickups are really important.
Oh,
These are
by the way, Will
big ones.
Carr, former Cardinal in the AFC. I wonder what team he's on, but he got picked up.
Oh, that's nice. Quan Wiggins, Will linebacker. Matthias, strong safety. A couple of familiar names, but yeah, nothing really standing out to me. I don't know if
Yeah,
I missed anyone, but
yeah, Quan Wiggins. I mean, the Cardinals had a rough year, obviously. I would say I'm surprised that we didn't see. I believe it was Brett Charles, but at the same time, yeah, Jalen Walker, Nick Scorton had better years. So, yeah, I mean, it looks like just Wiggins in there at the will spot. Is the only Cardinal, I believe. Yeah, I think so. So just really rough year. Obviously, 4-13, not really deserving of having many Pro Bowlers. So
fair
not
enough.
not exactly shocked. But what do you think? What do you think? You think you're gonna win?
Nope. Steelers are winning.
Okay.
Steelers are winning.
Now, do you
Yeah.
believe that, or are you saying that to not jinx it?
I believe it, and because I purely believed I was losing the championship game. That's why I was so excited. That was not a fake reaction. I was because I'm
Where's
genuinely believing we're gonna
where's
lose the
clip
Super Bowl.
farming? Where's clip
No, nothing
farming?
good happens to the New York Giants. I've waited. I'm sorry. I put so much faith into it every year. I'm putting out bad energy because I don't think they're gonna win it. But that's the thing, they're gonna win it. They're gonna win it just cosmically. But I don't think they're gonna win. You know what I mean? We'll see.
Okay, so
We'll see.
all right. Well, as a non biased viewer,
It's a non-Zionist.
yeah,
Sorry,
that's
good.
you. Yeah, I mean, that's yeah. But anyways, yeah, I, hmm, it's tough to say because I think both defenses are very good. Um, I think it's gonna be really the defensive game there. Who's uh, who's gonna make the biggest plays? I think, um, I don't know. I don't know. I think it could go either way. I think I lean. Hmm. I think I'm gonna lean. Honestly, I think the Giants' run defense has been very similar to the Cardinals' run defense during their Super Bowl runs, where they just let nothing get through. To where I think they're gonna force Spellman to be one-dimensional throwing the football, and that's gonna help them. I think so. I'm gonna
Fair.
take the Giants, just to be against you, but also with you cosmically, I guess.
Okay. Okay.
Um, but yeah, let's go to the Super Bowl. Which, by the way, I'm assuming you're gonna want to stream that game because that is your.
You you want unless you wanted to, I don't know how do you have like settings and stuff you need to have a certain way?
You would
Because
just
I
have
don't
to
know
be
how
on
the
autopilot, is all. For you mean for
I
the
think I am.
oh
Oh, and I meant like for
oh
if you
yeah.
want to,
I
because you're
mean,
obviously gonna be broadcasting it. I don't mind either way.
it's fine. I mean, we can. I can
I
jump
think
to
you'd
the
also
Steelers.
you might get better quality as well because if I'm streaming it,
Sure, sure.
it might be
We'll do that. We'll do that.
so.
But let's look at the yearly
Okay.
awards. Shocker, Will Samuels, MVP number 400. Um, Parker Hunter, though, right there.
That's yeah,
And rookie Bobby Hendricks. What a pickup for the Falcons in the second round. Um, yeah, the Broncos
absolutely
probably should have picked him up, honestly.
fair enough. You know, Hendricks looks absolutely incredible. I think the Broncos deserved. Honestly deserved a franchise quarterback for sure. They still have a guy, but no, I think the Falcons also deserved it just as much because they've been rocking with Michael Penix. They were loyal to him. I think it's only fair that they get also
Yeah,
a great quarterback
yeah,
here.
I agree.
I like it
Jackson
for
Dart at 9. No Cardinals, duh. Coach of the year goes to Brian Callahan, a guy who's been up here a ton. D'Amico Ryans with the Texans. Actually, yeah, what a story for him, though. Obviously lost his
Oh yeah.
first playoff game back, but he was bouncing around the league and then came back to the Texans and brought them to a 1 seed. So shout out to
Mhm.
him. Ben Turner for the Bucks. It's a nice pickup there. Brandy Peak's still up there. Um, you know, Tommy Salami snubbed, of course. No.
No, yeah.
Um,
There you go.
but we'll go quickly through the AFC. Bo Moorhead, um,
Me too.
me too, man. Uh, is the offensive player of the year for the Texans. Defense player of the year goes to Michael Williams for the Chargers, who had a ton of options here. Offensive rookie of the year goes to Tito Rivera, the receiver. Um, defense rookie of the year goes to Mark Jeffers, who I think is a D tackle. Um, Best QB goes to Mitch Wild with the Ravens, which still I hate. Um, best running back RJ Garrard. I do think a lot of the better running backs are in the NFC. Um,
Mhm.
best receiver, of course, Bo Moorhead. Makes sense. Best lineman goes to Jermichael Pace for the Chiefs. He was a big reason why they made it as far as they
Oh,
did.
Curtis Oakley's up here. Shout out to him. Sorry, I just
Shout out.
remember
Yeah.
which
Also,
one
shout out
there.
Brandon Barnett, that lineman that could have been drafted to the Giants a long time ago, but obviously
Yeah.
things are working out a little bit better. Um, best D lineman, Michael Williams. Makes sense. Best
There's
lineman,
also
Billy
Michael Ray.
Forbes.
I was just pointing shit out.
Oh. Best DB goes to Brian Milstead for the Titans. Best kicker, Josh Carty for the Browns. Let's
There
look
you
at
go.
the NFC side of things. Offense player of the year, Drake London, who just barely beats out John Coyle, which it was close, but yeah, I mean, London was incredible. So
London London was the better player, but yeah, no. Great season from him.
yeah, you do see your quarterback Parker Hunter though at 7.
Mm, there you
Um,
go.
Depoy goes to Luis Sierra, which makes sense. He was incredible. Um, do you get Abdul Carter at 6 and Brett Charles at 9? So
Oh,
shout out to
there you
Brett
go.
Charles. Offensive Rookie of the Year. This is like obviously Bobby Hendricks' award. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, he had a great season. Jaquan Horn, the third, fourth, fifth running back on the team, gets up there in the 4th spot. Shout out to him. Best defense rookie of the year goes to Nasir Cooper. I think probably a D tackle if I had to guess.
Yeah,
Um,
it's crazy. I'm pretty sure Iglesias has a yeah, I can't I butchered that. Holy shit, I
Iglesias.
butchered that. Iglesias. I thought he had a really good year, but
He
Sir Cooper might have
did.
snuck under our nose.
Yeah, I guess so. Um, yeah, none. I mean, we get Carlos Alford, who I think's a D tackle for the Cardinals down there, but no one else.
Mm.
Best QB though. There you go, Parker Hunter getting the
I love it.
recognition.
I love it. And it sounds a good year too. Good year for him to get it.
Absolutely. Best running back goes to Emmett Dunn with the Niners. Marcus Robinson at 2, former Cardinal. Scadaboo's still in there. There's Cameron Snow at 6.
There you go.
And we move to receiver. Obviously, Drake London and Coyle at 2 makes sense. And Sean Long and Malik Neighbors. What a duo, by the way. I forgot
That
about
is
Sean
awesome.
Long.
Yeah. Commanders
Uh,
might be sneaky good.
they're 8 and
Uh,
9 though, so
yeah. One game away
they
from
miss
being a
a
Super
Super
Bowl
Bowl
spot,
team.
technically.
Yeah. Jonas Savainia, who was just picked off the streets and instantly gets O lineman of the year. There's your lineman, Christian Simpson. Isn't that
That's our
a
center.
guard or that's a center, right? Okay, yeah, there you
Yeah,
go. So maybe he'll go up a dev tray, and you'll really not have to draft a center. Um,
sure. Gabe Crisp is
gonna
here.
yeah, keep Chris my middle of the road. Like he's not my best, but not my worst lineman.
Well, this year
Fine.
I think he let the least amount of sacks for a starter,
Yes,
right?
he did for my team. Yes, Luis Sierra with a obviously incredible year, best D lineman. You get Abdul Carter at 6 there, and Brett Charles at 9. Nice, 69. Emmett Cummings, speaking of Cummings, and 69.
There you
Um,
go.
and we get Quan Wiggins at 6 and Cam Bolden at 7. Oh my goodness, 6-7.
Ooh, nice,
Also,
nice.
Zeke Teague, former Cardinal on the Bucks there. JD Rose, best DB. There you go.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah.
It's
Love that.
always nice to see. No other Giants or Cardinals, and you see Damon Reinhart with another best kicker award, hammer down.
Hammered down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out Overwatch. Harrison Mevis and Gregory McCain, both the Giants and Cardinals kickers down at the bottom there, but yeah, very good year for the Giants. I can't say the same for the Cardinals, but a couple guys got their recognition that they deserved. So shout out
Okay,
to
you
those
won 3
guys.
Super Bowls in a row. It's okay. It's all
It
right.
wasn't enough, man. It wasn't enough. Should have kept going. Should have only been the Cardinals winning Super Bowls. That would have been crazy. I will say Nick Skillen went down to superstar dev from X Factor. Oh, Paris Johnson, I think, was either cut or retired. Just looking at my lineup here. Dylan Easley's down to star dev. Yeesh. Okay. Yeah, this team looks way worse. It's just the edge rushers and at superstars, and that's it. Um,
Fair.
but anyways, yeah, let's go ahead and
I think I
do
have some injuries.
this.
We should make. Oh shit! Oh my god, there's so many injuries. Jesus. Okay,
All right.
7 injuries for each team.
Yeah. All right. We'll
Oh
be
goodness.
back with the Super Bowl ready. All right. So here we are, all set up once again. Steelers, Giants in Minneapolis. Very interested to see how the Super Bowl goes, but let's look at the rosters. We'll start with the Steelers. Um, I will commentate them as well, which makes sense.
Makes
So
all the sense.
their quarterback is obviously a man we are very familiar with, Damar Spellman. We've kept a close eye on his career since he got in the league. 30 years old at this point, playing up to a 93. Very good quarterback, just good across the board. Great arm, great athleticism. He has all the tools to get the job done. At running back, this is a fun little story here. Marshall Malone, who never really got the full starting role in New York behind
Did a
Cameron
couple of
Snow.
years, but
Yeah, he with injuries and stuff, but never really
yeah,
got a full season of it. And here in Pittsburgh, he's had a solid season, and he's looking for a little bit of a revenge game there. Caleb Johnston's also actually injured, so we might see some Juan Ortega as their number 2 guy. Their fullback's hurt, so that won't matter. But obviously, the receivers are a big fun story here. William Jaramillo, who's a guy we've seen a bunch, and I feel like he's just constantly been a good option for whatever quarterback, which is Spellman usually. But he's just a really well-rounded receiver. We're at number 84. Shout out AB before he went crazy. Pat Bryan is still here, up to an 84 overall at this point, 31 years old. He's very slow, 83 speed, but also horrible short route running compared to everything else. So it's a very weird build here at this point in his career, but he's very good outside of the short route running and speed. And another fun one, though, is the rookie receiver, 6'4", 21-year-old superstar dev, 84 overall, Tito Rivera. Good speed, great jumping, great athlete, and just a great receiver. So pretty good trio there. And then at tight end, you got Marcus Givens, 90 overall tight end, good athleticism, solid blocker, along with Manny Romero, who is solid. Um, Their O line's a little bit interesting though. Isaac Bush playing up to an 80, not super great at left tackle. They do have a superstar, Tommy Thomas, who we
Tommy
talked about
Thomas.
before. Left guard, 82 overall. At center, Ramon Irving, 79 overall. At right guard, they have a better group here. Miles Wooden. Maybe I'll look at the depth chart because that might change some things. Because I know it does that. I usually just look at the roster, but let me see. So far, no. Okay, so yeah, right guard Miles Wooden, 87 overall, starting. Very good. And then right tackle, they have the interesting, slightly younger Quincy Christie, 75 overall, starting over
Yeah,
Peter
here
Baxter.
it says Baxter's the starter on this.
Are you on the roster or on the depth chart?
I believe on the roster.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was on, but then I changed the depth chart because it has them switched, which is weird. But yeah, the Steelers O line is not great outside of right guard, and really the interior is fine. That edge group, though, I mean, it's a very good Giants defensive front, so I think they could take advantage of this O line. But I like their offense otherwise. It's a pretty good group. And another fun story here is Cameron Pierman, another guy that never really got the shot here, and even more so, never was given the starting job as an edge rusher in New York. Here with the Steelers, 89 overall. I believe he still has X Factor. Maybe he's superstar. Very good edge rusher. At right edge, they have another great edge rusher, not a Giant previously, Glenn Pauly, X Factor, 92 overall.
So Pierman was not a Giants ever. He's been a
Oh,
full time
sorry,
Steeler.
my bad.
You
Who
might
am
be
I
having
thinking
them
of?
mixed up.
I'm thinking of
You're thinking of the other guy that forgot his name as well. Good lord, but I know who you're talking.
he's anyway. Sorry, yes, Cameron Pierman actually was here the whole time. I think he left free agency and they re-signed him um, in the
That
same
sounds
year.
familiar.
But either way, he's also very good. Just completely forgot. There's another like he had a K, Knighton or something.
Yep,
Um,
Yeah.
but another great player here, Sal Hernandez, X Factor, 96 overall. One of the best D tackles in the league, along with rookie Byron Long, who's up to an 87. This is a really good defensive front. Devin Rudolph, former Giant, actual former Giant, 86 overall. Sam linebacker. See him a little bit as well. Jimmy Wilson, the Mike linebacker, is pretty good, 89 overall. And then Jose Francisco, the X Factor, 94 overall. Will linebacker. Pretty great linebacker group too. And then the corners, Montrell Watt, former Ram, um, 97 overall. Really good corner, along with Cyril Aldridge and Oscar Bates, who pretty good trio there. Although they only have 3 corners currently on the roster that are healthy, so could get interesting if some
It
injuries
says
happen.
yeah. No, they have two other guys here. I just kind of have this up as like a
I'm assuming they're on
secondary,
IR or something. If they're not showing
maybe, or
like
maybe they're
injury,
just
they're healthy, but
below the
they're
chart. Yeah,
no, because
maybe.
they're not even showing up on the depth chart. So I think
Weird.
they're probably just on IR, but maybe they're healthy, but they can't be brought back because they have safeties at the 4 and 5 spot at corner. Um, and then Braxton Dalton, 89 overall free safety. Pretty good free safety there. At strong safety, one T and Matt Chamberlain, 90 overall strong safety. Kicker is Lawrence Higgins. Punter is Nick Contreras. Um, it's a
There
pretty
you go.
interesting group here. I do think the Steelers team is very good. Steelers have a great defense, as we've talked about. But the O line is the big weakness that I think the Giants defense can take advantage of. But let's take a look at the Giants. Your heart and soul here.
My heart and soul. So, starting with Parker Hunter, who solidified himself as one of the greatest quarterbacks in the league at this point. He's very good. He's very, very good. Wins best QB in the NFC this year, of course. Behind him, the brother of Cole Marshall, Channing Marshall. Fun to see that. Um, Running back, we have Cameron Snow, who was brought in, I believe, a couple of years back. And he's dealt with injury, never really got a full chance to show off, but he has now. He's finally gotten a full season, had a very solid season for himself, and in the playoffs especially was a integral piece to the run. Sean Carmichael at running back 2 is a kind of change of pace option there. Do have a fullback, Ty Quick. Shout out Ty Quick. Receivers, John Coyle really is the premier guy in this receiver room. It's John Coyle and everyone else. Coyle is amazing. He's awesome. the true wide receiver one. He's a bit slower. Not even he's not that fast, not even that like huge and tall. 6 foot still pretty tall, but he's an exceptional just catcher of the football and a great great route runner. So it's kind of what you look for. And behind him is Kerry Strong, second year guy out of Princeton, and Akeem Woodson, who showed up big in a couple of playoff games as well. And he's also 87 speed. So very interesting group. But they do have some speed here with Kerry Strong. You might also see some Dorian Stratton, the rookie, in there as well. At tight ends, they have their the free agent acquisition Ben Acosta out of Hawaii State, and then behind him, Josh Cruz, the first round tight end who did not start. He got like 6 catches all season, and yeah. So let's head over to the left tackle. One of the weakest spots on the line, Dylan Woods, led up the most sacks this season, but it's ultimately held down okay. Has done enough, but he's definitely weakness. There's an injury at guard. There was an injury at guard. I know there's a left guard here that was not this bad, but he's injured. So we'll see Thomas Rowe coming in to play left guard. He's not good whatsoever. Going to be concerning there at center. Christian Simpson, we've been thugging it out with him, and he's also not that good, but he was pretty good this season. So maybe opposed to the stats, he might be better than he might play better than he's projected, but we'll see. The premier offensive lineman on this Giants team, Wyatt Boston, the big man out of Clemson. He's an absolute stud. He's an anchor, helps Cameron Snow significantly. I mean, he's a great pass blocker and a great run blocker. Love to see it. At right tackle, Joe Santiago, who had a huge year of development, went all the way up to 81 overall, and he's holding it down there at right tackle. He's solid, definitely, at least in this point, but he'll get better. But right now, he's 81 overall. I think the O-line is a concern, to say the least, more so than the Steelers. But it's going to be interesting to see how they handle the pressure. There's definitely room for concern, but the defense is where the Giants shine exponentially. Abdul Carter, one of the best defensive players in football the past decade or so, probably one of the best of all time, getting up there for sure. Absolute stud, absolute stud. He's slowed down on his sack production, but his run defense has been the best it has been this year. Puts up an excellent season for the New York Giants at right edge. And the injured Damone Kinley will not be able to start as he's been injured basically all year. So the second year man, Ben Gardner, will be stepping in to start here out of UCF. He's played a pretty solid season, had 8 sacks, I believe, this season. Very, very solid. Going to the defensive tackle group, I think there were also some injuries, but Mason Graham is still here to hold it down, and Calvin Peralta stepping up, former first-round pick, who maybe that pick panned out, in a weird way. Of course, we were very hard on it when it was first made.
He was the 4th D tackle on the roster, so
He was, but it was all gearing up for this moment.
absolutely,
so who knows?
He's turned out to be a good pick now.
Definitely, and it's a pretty solid D tackle group. Maybe not the best we've seen in Super Bowls, but it's a solid group for sure. And I think the top 2 guys are good.
Yeah, I will say I noticed why they didn't put up much sack production, because they are not the best pass rushers in terms of their ratings.
Oh
but
yeah,
they're great run defenders. Mason Graham 99 block shedding with the boost, 87 for Peralta. So yeah, I see why that makes sense.
Run defense has been an issue since I was a user of this team. I clearly couldn't stop the run, so maybe that's really what it took for them to get over the hump.
Yeah.
Was just pure run defense focus, and it works out. So Sam linebacker, nothing to really talk about there. Just kind of move on.
Well,
Mike linebacker.
I will say that is where the Sebastian Barkley, the rookie, is slotted in, starting on the depth chart. So might see
that
him.
might see him for sure. I was going to talk about him as the will, but I mean he will likely play Sam sets in the 4-3 whenever that gets trotted out. But Cam Bolden is here, a veteran at this point who's holding it down for the New York Giants defense. He's just a field general. He's good. He's at this point he's not like an elite high level linebacker to say, but he's very consistent. He gives you a high floor at the position, and I think you can't go wrong with Cam Bolden. Will linebacker. notably Nico Quintana getting a chance to start, the superstar at a Boise State. And Sergio Clavijo, I saw him step up a couple of times as well. In a few games, and Sebastian Barkley, of course, notably the rookie acquisition, who's had some big games as well and some big moments, especially as a pass rusher. They've kind of sent him in on a few sacks, if I remember correctly. Going to corner, this is some injuries I think also happened
Mm-hmm.
here as well, because yeah, there's definitely a corner missing that
Yeah.
I'm missing, escaping my mind. But Mitch Harden is going to be holding it down at CB1, and Terrell Crothers, who got an extension a couple of years back, is here to stay as well. And he, of course, this pick seemed to have panned out. Of course, he was a depth corner for quite a while, but he stayed, he developed, and he's really good now. And he's an elite corner. And behind him, Isaac Billingsley, it's the DB cornerback 3. I did not see him on any stat for the Giants defense, but the secondary is so obliterated that it's time for him to step up as DB3. I'm very concerned there.
Yeah.
Moving on to safety, JD Rose, one of the best safeties in the league, absolute stud. Has very good years, best DB in the NFC this year, so he's going to hold it down. And a strong safety, Derek Sanford, managed to stay healthy. Across from him, pretty solid strong safety, not like not crazy, but he's going to definitely provide a good floor. Harrison Mevis, very solid kicker, and coming back, of course, the New York Giants, and Oscar Dominguez at punter. So, man, yeah, this is interesting, definitely interesting.
Yeah. So how do you feel about your matchups here? I mean, I will say notably, obviously the pass rushers for both teams are going to be taking on weaker O lines. I think it's going to be a problem for both teams. But one thing I'm noticing is, yeah, that third corner. If you're trotting out any heavy DB packages, I do expect that corner. I'm assuming he's playing the slot because your two corners are both 6'4" and 6'3", respectively. So I would imagine he's a slot corner, but actually, let me look at that quickly, because that could be a tough matchup for wherever he is lined up.
Oh,
So actually, your slot corner is Darrell Kirkpatrick, the free safety, who's 85 speed,
the
5'9",
rookie.
213. The
Yeah, this
rookie.
is
And
not good.
no, especially with who the Steelers have in the slot receiver spot, which is the rookie Tito Ortiz, who is a complete mismatch, 91 speed, um, and he's
Oh,
6'4", or 92 speed and 6'4". That could be a recipe for
yeah,
disaster, but I'm sure the Giants are going to want to run a lot more of the
a lot
heavy
of 3-4.
fronts, a lot of
Yeah, a lot of
heavy
yeah,
fronts with getting those linebackers out there on the field, getting that pass rush going.
absolutely.
They want to force the Steelers into making quick throws and not having great success there from the slot.
Fair enough. It's gonna be certainly something.
Yes.
And I'm worried. I'm worried. I think the Giants did get bit by the corner. There are the issues. I feel like their injuries are a bit more impactful than the Steelers are. Missing Devon Kinley, Derek Shields is also injured.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
there's
then of
some.
course Bellamy and our guard Lumen, who was
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
reason why that other guard is starting. It's not good.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a couple guys missing for the Steelers, but yeah, it's definitely, some depth issues for both teams, but yeah, I think the injuries, like you stated, are a little bit more impactful there on your end. But other than that, I don't think there's much else to look at. So let's hop into
So
this.
let's get to it.
Um
Let's get to it.
oh, hold
Oh,
on.
you have to put me on autopilot real quick.
You're gonna have to do that. I don't have the
Oh, can I do that
ability.
to myself?
You
I can. I
can.
think I'm gonna have to give you.
You
Oh,
could do
I
that too.
can.
I think you
Okay.
can do it yourself. Yeah. One
I'll
week.
just do it myself.
1 week
Toggle
autopilot.
1 week autopilot. All right, I'm autopiloted, so you should be able to do it now.
There we are. Do we want to do any fun uniform matchups, or do we
Uh,
want to keep it? I mean, I feel
we
like
could keep it.
these are two iconic uniforms. So,
Yeah, I think we.
all right. So, I mean, how do you feel? This is your first Super Bowl in the what? This is year 7 of the sim plus the 3 seasons we played. So this is year
I believe it's
10.
year 10. Yeah, yeah. So it's gonna. It's. I'm excited. I'm excited to see the quarterback, Parker Hunter. I'm excited to see my players for the first time since the championship, where we got absolutely patty whapped. That's not even a word. I just said it.
You've been bringing that in multiple
This
times. But
I think
here
it was
they
Patty
are.
Spack, and then I said Patty West. But
And
yeah,
these,
here we
yeah.
go.
But yeah, there you are. There's your guy, Parker Hunter,
Parker Hunter.
number 11, versus
I know
number
it's gonna be a
18,
good one.
DeMar Spellman.
Fun little matchup there. I think
Yeah,
they're both pretty quick as well.
yeah,
Both speedier quarterbacks, and maybe you'll
absolutely.
see a little bit of run game from both QBs.
Absolutely. And this is sure to be an interesting Super Bowl at the very least. I don't have any real predictions other than the pass rushes are going to get home. I think that's the main thing I got. I have no idea if that's going to result in a Tampa Bay Raiders Super Bowl like we saw 2 years ago, or maybe it's going to be a bit different. I don't know. But we'll start out here with the Giants kicking off to the Steelers. So I'm sure you're happy to see the Giants get the kickoff after halftime, but here is the return. Oscar Bates, is that the corner? I think that I saw he was the kick returner, but that might not be the case. And there's an injury to number 22. That's Ortega. Juan Ortega's, that's their third running back. They're actually down to, I don't know if they have any other running backs other than the starter.
I think that's their second running back, Juan Ortega. Yeah, and so it's gonna be one guy.
That's not good. Not good to see. They are coming out with I form, heavy backfield here. Here's Malone, the former Giant, getting great blocks down the field already with a nice gash there against the number 1 run defense in the league. Going to the outside, which is probably where the weaker part is especially away from Carter. That's probably where you want to run it. And here's another handoff. Malone fighting through a tackle and gonna get tackled by 34. Is that Davenport? Is that his name? I think.
We might have.
They like this I form a lot here. Little play action this time. Pressure, Bill Carter. He throws it. Spellman wide open, man.
Oh my God!
Caught. It's Jaramillo for first down. The Steelers are just moving down the field very easily right now in this defense. It's 3 receivers stacked to the top. Here's a handoff. It's Ortega back in the lineup. Nice juke, but does get tackled after 5. And there's an injury. It's a Giant, number 21. Who is that? That is one of your secondary guys. That's Kirkpatrick. That's the slot. That's free safety playing slot corner. So that's gonna bring Bellamy. Is that his name? The corner?
No, he's injured as well.
Billingsley.
Yes.
Billingsley. So he should be playing slot now, which is a little bit better because he's a natural corner. Spellman looking past, quick 4-man rush, a little high, misses the throw. And I'm sure we're going to take a look at the inactives is probably what's going to pop up here. For the Giants, yeah, I mean, obviously Kinley, Bellamy, Lumen, some big name shields as well. Tough injury lineup there, but 3rd and 5, big spot here. 5-man rush. Spellman has time, throws it to the tight end, broken tackle to keep the drive alive. And that's a great play there from the tight end, Rivera. Is that his name? I think that was.
Yeah, Rivera.
Yes, Rivera. But yeah, I mean, how do you feel so far? The Steelers driving pretty easily here.
Yeah, need to get off the field on 3rd down. Couldn't get underneath there, and smart play by the Steelers though. They took it underneath through space, and kind of not letting the pressure get to them.
Yeah, going out in 5 wide here, spreading it out. 4-man rush. Spellman has time, throws it short again. It's gonna be a touchdown. Jaramillo, the number 1 receiver for the Steelers, makes it an easy touchdown drive here. And yeah, the Steelers offense looked like they had no struggles. I mean, Steelers O-line held up just long enough on all of those plays to give Spellman time. So I'm a little concerned. The Giants defense they're supposed to be this is the strength of the team, right? They're gonna have to bounce back.
I think the issue right now is they're getting put in these heavy linebacker sets due to aforementioned injuries, and you're getting all these receivers out, fat and throwing them quick in space.
Almost blocked the PAT. That would have been interesting.
It would have been, but
knocks it through.
No, so yeah, no, just the getting these fast linebackers underneath and in space against very slow. Linebacker. I mean, not the slowest linebackers, but they're linebackers. There's gonna be a mismatch there, and yeah, they're gonna have to try to tighten it up next drive. But here is a return for the New York Giants up to 26, and here comes Parker Hunter. I believe this is a contract year for him, but he's had a pretty damn good season so far. Second in MVP voting, behind he who shall not be named. 1st and 10 here for Parker Hunter. Cameron Snow in the backfield. The Hunter under center. Hand it off to Cameron Snow. Up to about 3, just about on the handoff, and Yeah, so Cameron Snow's, of course, we talked about his healthy streak, and he's been able to stay on the field and stay consistent. So he's going to be, I think, hopefully a big part of this game for the New York Giants. Parker Hunter is going to hand it off
Oh
to
my
him again. It was
goodness.
a solid run, but absolutely buckled. And all and strong, and I believe it's DB Aldridge. Well, it should be there. 3rd and 6 upcoming. Parker Hunter and empty. They're going to trust their quarterback, see what he can do. 3rd and
Oh
6,
my
looking to
goodness.
throw downfield. He's taking a shot.
Oh,
Where is that? Oh, he drops it. That's going to be
Woodson. Hakeem Woodson.
Yep, Hakeem Woodson, who's been a big player for the Giants the playoffs, but he wasn't able to reel that one in. It's a tough catch to make, and they're going to punt it right back.
Yeah, obviously a rough drive to start after a very quick drive for the Steelers going down the field and scoring. But Giants defense, they're the strength of this team. They're the heart and soul. They're going to have to step up here and make some negative plays on the Steelers offense because they didn't really get any other than a missed throw from Spellman. Going empty here. 4 receivers on the top of the screen. Maybe a receiver screen. Quick, something quick probably. And it's going to be Spellman getting pressured, sacked. Mason Graham gets home.
Big play.
And that is the negative plays that we were just speaking on of that's what the Giants need to do, and they get one there, and that's going to set the Steelers back farther at the 25 now and gives them a good shot to get off the field sooner. But it is 2nd and 17, 4.5 minutes in the first quarter left, and it's a 4-man rush. Pressure, Spellman just dumps it down to the running back Malone, who gets hit hard, double teams. Kirkpatrick and Bolden, the big hit. Does pick up 8, so it makes it a little bit of an easier 3rd down, but still a 3rd and 9. And see if Spellman and company with 4 receivers out there. And it's going to be pressured immediately, rolling out right. He's going to find speed. He has enough to get out around the corner. 1st down, reaches out. What a play. What a show of his athleticism. I mean, that is, we haven't seen a lot of that in the Super Bowls. Going outside of the pocket. It's been a lot of running up the middle. And here's going to be a little trickery to Pat Bryant. Little handoff for 5, but yeah, that's a brutal one there. The Giants had Steelers where they wanted them, and then Spellman just used his speed and outran the defense. It looks like a screen here out to Malone. He's trying to outrun Mason Graham, breaks the tackle, and he's still going.
Oh my God.
Bolden looked like he thought Graham was going to bring him down, and he just slowed down, and another 1st down to the 35. And going under center, little fake here. It's going to be Malone with a big gash again. 1st down of 11. And this run defense looks like they are not the best in the league. They're looking like the normal, like the Giants defense of before where they had struggles stopping the run. And it's concerning.
Yeah, looking very bad.
And here's a run again. And, I mean, gain of 4 even with a quick stop and quick touch there from Gardner. It's just not good enough to get him down. Malone's a bigger
getting
back.
extra on. Yeah, he's getting extra on every single carry.
Yeah, it's not easy to bring him down, and there's 2 tight ends here for the Steelers. Another handoff. This time, though, Gardner gets there for no gain. So setting up probably for a 3rd and 6 throw. Under a minute to go in the first quarter.
That was a big play by Ben Gardner.
Absolutely.
Stepping in for Kinley.
Absolutely. And they are bringing 4, and Spellman's just going to get closed in on. And that's going to be the rookie, or the rookie, that's Peralta, who's pretending to be a plane. But a 4th and 11, that's huge. Gonna force a field goal, keep this a 10-point game possibly here. We'll see if they don't have to technically kick this yet, but they will because they're dumb. But they'll take it and they're up 10. So still a win for the Steelers to get points and make this a 2-score game. But Giants definitely needed a stop there of some kind, and at least holding them to 3 is a little win to potentially give them some more momentum. So we'll see if your offense can get going here.
We certainly will see. Here's a return for the New York Giants.
Oh my goodness.
Getting to his face. Oh my goodness. Is he going all the way? 40.
Wow.
30. He gets wrapped up. What a return. I
haven't seen that.
Man. 85. That's
is that Woodson?
Man. Is that Woodson? 85. That is Hakeem Woodson with a huge return.
We don't
Giants. Hakeem Woodson. He's just getting in there, man.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you if we've seen a great return like that in the playoffs. Any of the times we've watch these games, it feels like we don't see those returns, and that's a hell of a way to get some
87. 87 speed Hakeem Woodson. So there you go.
Faster than
Parker
that.
Hunter. Yeah, here we go in the shotgun. Parker Hunter looking to throw in the shotgun in the pocket. Oh, it's collapsed. He just gets hit by multiple guys. Sandwiched.
Former Giant in my head, apparently. Only in my head, he's a former Giant. Not actually.
Second and 19, you're already set back. Not great situation. The kick return set you up. It's great field position. You want to capitalize.
Yeah.
Another sack. Parker Hunter holding on to the ball way too long, trying to stay in the pocket. I think you either need to try to, let them flush you out, or you just got to do something. You can't continue to trail in the pocket. The ball line is not playing well. You need to pivot. The ball needs to come out quicker, or you need to get moving. Here's third and 23. What can he do? He's gonna throw it downfield. Parker Hunter
He's
taking
open.
it.
And guess who?
Hakeem Woodson. Oh my God, this might be one of the greatest Mickey Mouse stories of all time. This guy's an absolute stud. Absolute stud. Hakeem Woodson.
Hot dog, hot diggity dog.
Hot dog. Wow. He's getting paid $450,000 to play in this Super Bowl.
Wow.
And oh my goodness. Might get a contract extension. Here's 1st and 10.
Probably should.
And out of the single back, Parker Hunter floating that up. That was a bit of a spicy one there, but it'd be nothing.
I mean, at this point, you might just want to target Woodson only.
It might be the play, and Coyle has yet to really get some action. Here is going to be Parker Hunter with the screen. Here he goes. That's number 32 with a touchdown. That's the backup running back. I believe that is the change of pace guy.
Oh. No, it's Cameron Snow,
no,
dummy.
That is Cameron Snow. It's
your main guy.
I thought that was Deshaun Carmichael.
No, but yeah, I mean, what a play call. We've seen the screens come up big in the playoffs, and that's a great call there where the Pittsburgh Steelers were looking to really pressure Parker Hunter.
Yeah, Cameron Snow dashing through the not-so-snow.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably snowing outside in Minneapolis, obviously in a dome.
Maybe. Pick is up and good for Mevis.
Yeah, that's a huge drive there. Absolutely huge.
It
Needed that. But definitely, Hakeem has been the MVP thus far for the Giants today.
Absolutely. And they're going to need their defense to maybe get another stop here. They get the ball at half, of course, but don't want the Steelers to keep a 2-score lead.
Yeah, absolutely. Cannot afford that. But here is a return for the Steelers, trying to get a return equal to Hakeem, but not quite. So 31. But this man, Marsh Malone, former Giant, has absolutely done a great job today. 8.2 yards per carry. He's been gashing the Giants, and the Giants need to step up and stop the run if they want to win this game. But here's Spellman with a handoff to Malone, and he's going to keep fighting. Does get 2, but stopped pretty quickly from the white boy defense here. I'm noticing how many white boys you have, honestly. You have funny. You have 2 white safeties and a bunch of D linemen. Here's another run, but again, Gardner getting there quickly. Only 2 for Malone. Gardner has been a really good run defender today, just coming off the edge really quickly. I hate that he wears number 61, though. That's gross. Here's a 4-man rush pressure, but he gets a man open. It's Jaramillo. Oh. And that's just going to be a mismatch, too. And there's an injury. It's going to be one of the linemen. Irving, I believe is his name. Steelers lineman. That's brutal. Obviously, a weaker O-line. Having an injury there against a really good front is not ideal for them. But they continue this drive with 2 tight ends here under center. Spellman from the 45, looking pass, quick out of the backfield. Malone's going to get it, and he's going to get knocked back hard. Oh. No gain. That's Bolden. Cam Bolden with a huge hit on his former teammate. 2nd down and 10, going in with a strong formation here, motioning the tight end. Fullback in the game. This one, handoff again. Malone stopped quickly in the backfield, and that one was, what's his name? Is that Francisco? Is that his last name?
No, not Francisco. I believe that was Quintana.
Quintana, that's his name. Okay, so big play there. Empty. 3rd and 11. Spellman gets hit, but he gets the ball out. It's pressure. Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Broken tackle.
Oh, my God.
Bolden couldn't bring him down. That's the leader of the defense. Just failing to tackle Jaramillo, who, I mean, he's one of the best receivers in the league. He's very slippery. What a throw from Spellman, though. Under pressure.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I don't know how he breaks that tackle.
Jesus. I don't know. And there's another guy. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
And look at 35. Dude, what are you doing?
Yeah, just poor defensive play there, the discipline there to get to the football and make a solid wrap-up tackle. Here's a handoff, though. Malone stiff-arming, and he's starting to get his juice back now. Gain of 5 there. 3 receivers on the top of the screen.
Got to tackle. You have to tackle
absolutely. Here. And Spellman going to hand it off again. Malone with some space breaks another tackle as a first down. And this defense just cannot seem to wrap up today. And it's proving to be costly because Malone is really good at breaking off of contacts here. And so is Jaramillo. And they're going to have to do a better job tackling. under center. Spellman gonna take a snap for a pass here. Quick short throw, caught. Cam Bolden with a quick tackle for 3 yards. There was the tight end. And once again, Spellman looking past. It's just 3-man rush. A high ball, though. And there's going to be a flag on the Giants. They're going to call late pass interference there. I think it's very debatable.
Yeah, you're just killing yourself on this. JD Rose, one of our best defensive players.
Pretty much
You're just shooting yourself.
Free first down here. Going with a 2 tight end set under center. And Spellman passes. It's going to be a quick one because there's a blitz. Pat Bryant spin move. First down to the 9, and there's an injury for the Giants. And that's not good.
Oh, and that's Gardner. Good Lord. Yeah, no,
Gardner.
The Steelers doing a great job getting the football out quick. I mean, they're just an incredible job by Spellman so far.
Absolutely. And, yeah, Gardner going down is really rough because he's been probably the most consistent defensive player for the Giants today. And now you have who is the 91? If you have the chance to let me know, that'd be great. But Spellman, 4-man rush. Abdul Carter coming in. He's going to step up big there with the first sack for him on the day.
Yeah, 91 is going to be the other left end, Ben Torres.
Having to step up a little bit.
74 overall. Yeah.
Obviously,
Abdul Carter with a big play.
Yeah, I mean, and I will say, I think the Giants are used to having more edge depth, but they kind of backed away from doing that. They felt like they needed to address other positions. But that might prove costly depending on how Torres can perform here today, if he has to play the rest of the game. But Spellman has time, overthrows his man. Pat Bryant just not on. We've seen a couple overthrows from him today, but still staying safe with the football for the most part. 3rd and goal from the 16. Split backfield here. 4-man rush. Spellman finding space. Finds a man, just can't hit him again. It's just a little overthrown. Great coverage there from Quintana on Jaramillo. So sets up a 4th and goal, field goal, chip shot.
Linebackers doing a lot in coverage, I can tell.
Yeah, but that's a huge stop because this keeps us a 1-score game. Giants could easily double up on points here at the end of the half and then the beginning of the next half. So this is a huge set of drives coming up here. We'll see if Parker Hunter can do it.
They've done a solid job on defense, at least in these last 2. Of course, you don't want to let up any points, but with all the things around it, I think the Giants defense has done a solid job. Another return here, trooping a man out, unable to get the same production as they did on the last return. But here comes Parker Hunter and company coming out in shotgun. 2 receivers to one side, and the tight end. We're going to see what Parker Hunter and the offense can do. A handoff to Cameron Snow, unable to get much. Steelers' run defense has been a lot better than the Giants' run defense. They're going to no huddle. Try to get back to the ball quickly here. Try to make a drive happen. Here's Parker Hunter in the pocket. He's going to roll out. He's going to take off. He's going to make something happen on the ground. He's taking off. Oh my goodness, up to the 50.
He should have slid.
It's a big hit. Takes a big hit, but he says no to sliding. He's not a believer in it.
Josh Allen lover.
He believes CTE is indeed fake. And it's going to be at the 50, 1st and 10. Parker Hunter in the pocket looking to throw. Pressure coming, but he's going to roll out again. He's just going to take off again. And giant flag.
Yeah.
Holding.
Yeah,
that's actually disgusting and bad for them.
That's gonna happen, especially with this pass rush.
Dylan Woods, they're getting beat and they're getting flags. It's not great. Just holding on, trying to do whatever they can to stop them. Here's 1st and 20. Here is Parker Hunter. He's gonna take a throw, to be taking it to the flat for 87. I believe that is the. Oh God, I'm sorry. These injuries have really killed. That is Stratton. Yeah, you're right. That's the right receiver 4 in the shotgun. Looking to throw. Ooh, that's a nice throw.
Okay, 3rd and inches.
I believe that was to Snow.
I
believe that was. Oh, they're gonna review that. This would be huge if this gets called.
Yeah.
See though.
It was close. Yeah, I think there was Snow on the sideline. Yeah.
No, his feet are down. Was his possession? Did he have possession?
That's. I think that's the question: is where were both feet in while he had the possession? They're gonna say he did. That's huge. I mean,
that is huge.
Puts them in maybe field goal range depending on their kicker, but obviously
maybe, and at least
first.
It makes this 3rd and inches, makes this easier first down. You're gonna see a sweep.
Coil.
That is indeed no. Is that Kerry Strong?
Oh, that's Kerry Strong.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very strong with
white boy receivers.
White boy, he's speedy.
Yeah.
And it makes sense to go to him on the sweep. Be handoff to Cameron Snow. Gets absolutely met in the backfield, absolutely walloped.
How do you feel about the play calling here? I'm seeing a lot of running. in this
I
stupid
respect
drill.
it, but I don't know, let Parker Hunter loose a little bit. I like the run game, but just I don't like getting set back on these second and longs. But maybe they trust Parker Hunter to convert them. We'll see. Here's Coyle in the slot. That is not Cameron Snow in the backfield. That's the backup. Parker Hunter's going to dump it off to that was, I don't think necessary to catch it like that, but he does. 38 upcoming here. Yeah, again, Cameron Snow not in the backfield. Coyle to the right. See what they can do. Here's going to be 3rd and 8. He's going to roll up. He's going to step up in the pocket and make go, and that's just a lot of traffic.
He loves throwing it up to Woodson, man.
Hakeem Woodson is his deep threat in this game, and unfortunately, unable to connect with him there. But he's not going to stop taking shots to him. And here's Mevis. This is a big field goal. You want to hit this at the 35. Kick is up and good. Mevis, clean.
That's huge. That is very huge. Obviously, not able to put up a touchdown, but still shrinks the lead down to 3 points here. And 30 seconds left. They really just need to stop the Steelers from getting another field goal because it'd be really difficult for them to score a touchdown. But, oh, man, upended. Great tackle, but, yeah, 24-yard line, 26 seconds. They have 3 timeouts, so maybe they could try to push down the field for a field goal. But Giants, set up in a good spot to try to take a lead in the second half. But let's see what Spellman can do here with these last 26 seconds. They're going to go past 3-man rush. Just going to go quick to the outside. It's Givens and not out of bounds, and they're not going to take any timeouts. They're just going to maybe take one more play and call it a half here, which I don't.
Yeah, if you called a timeout, no, you definitely would have had maybe small shot.
I feel like they should have taken the timeout. They had 3 timeouts to work with, and obviously that play call that they just had was good, and in theory would have been good. But I mean, hey, I guess they're content with the 13-10 lead going into halftime. But your Giants are in this still. I mean, obviously some flaws to the first half, but they can come back here in the second half with the momentum on their side if they score.
It was a slow start for the offense, and of course the defense giving up that first touchdown was not good. And yeah, I think the defense definitely tightened up down the stretch. Defensive line was starting to get home a little more, and coverage, the linebackers and coverage were really, really good. Yeah, the stats here, of course, DeMar Spellman has had a very good game. He has done a very good job dumping it off, and Marshall Malone has been a beast on the ground. But Cameron Snow's done solid as well. Of course, hitting the screen pass for the touchdown, but running game for the Giants hasn't been quite as good. But they have a chance to take a lead here. Quick shooting out of a cannon. That's gonna be 31. Who is that's Jerome Irving, the 3rd string running back for the Giants, taking that one back. And Parker Hunter is just gonna say, hey, I think they want to just go get a field goal here, at least a field goal. Like try this one up. If you're not going to do that, go get a touchdown, right? It's going to be in motion, the speedster receiver. Here's Cameron Snow with a solid run. Again, up only a gain of 2. Looked a little bigger than that, but my eyes deceive me.
Yeah, well, a lot of things look bigger than they actually are.
Yeah, I mean, like 2 inches is bigger than most people say it is. Here's Snow with a nice run, dashing through the snow. There's no snow involved,
really
but I
pushing that.
I'll say that. That's what he does. He dashes through this. Yeah. Dashing through is snow. There we go. Dashing through is snow. I like that. Parker Hunter taking this one quick single back rep, and it's going to be right out to Kerry Strong, I believe that was.
Yeah.
For a quick 5-yard shot. 2nd and 5 upcoming. Be a handoff to Cameron Snow. Dashing. There goes Snow.
My.
There goes Snow.
My.
Going. Is he going to be stopped? He is. What a run. Dashing through his snow, baby.
He's cooking now.
Wow.
He's starting to get.
He is. They're finding a crease for sure. And here's Parker Hunter. Single back. He's going to step back and take it, but pressure got there. He was able to run forward and basically negate the loss, but still don't want to take hits like that. It's going to be an empty look here for Parker Hunter. Making an adjustment at the line. He's going to take the snap in the pocket, looking to throw. He's going to fire underneath. Finds his quick man. That's going to be Kerry Strong again. In 3rd and 4, that's a good play, I think, kind of making this an easier 3rd down. We do see a blitzer. Will Parker Hunter be able to diagnose it? No. Gets buckled.
Sal Hernandez, big D tackle. That was a huge hit on him, too. You don't want to see your quarterback taking those.
Yeah, Hunter's a tough guy. He takes it on the chin, but yeah, you don't want to be taking too many hits like that. And Mevis lines up to tie this game with the field goal.
Oh no!
A
Oh,
slow one,
oh,
nearly blocked.
oh!
Kick is good.
That was
Ooh.
scary. That was real scary.
Yeah, that they got a little chip there on the holder, but
Yeah.
that was scary. Yeah.
But tie ball game here. This is a very, very close one here. I will say, no John Coyle yet today. No, not even a single target his way. But here's a
Yeah.
return for the Steelers. Wide open gap up the
Whoa.
middle to the 42. Great return for Oscar Bates, the slot corner. And Spellman going to come out. And, I mean, their offenses look good, but they've just been stalling out on some drives here with the field goals. But here's going to be a fullback dive for their first play. Only a yard. So, not a great play there. Then I keep the fullback in. A little bit of a strong look here. Malone in the backfield, and they're going to give it right to him, and he's going to cut back, and nothing really. 2 yards, that's it. And there's an injury. I think it's Malone. And
That's not good.
Yeah, Giants run defense doing a lot better here, and obviously hate to see
Do they
Malone.
have a running back?
We'll have to see. Foot injury there. He says, "Fuck it, I'm coming back out." I guess they're down the one guy. It's him.
Is that Malone?
It is 32.
That's-
This is before man rush. Spellman has time, throws it. It's almost intercepted by Golden. Great coverage there on the tight end. I think is that Acosta? Is that his name? Benacosta or something like that. But 4th and 7. Great 3 and outs there for the Giants defense.
Benacosta's the Giants tight end.
Okay, yeah, Benacosta. Yeah, so great job there from the Giants defense. And that punt bounces into the end zone. Luckily for the Giants, will set them up at the 20, but they needed that stop, and their run defense showed up big there.
Absolutely, and yeah, here we go. So I form, gonna step right up, and I think you give this one a Snow. I'm liking what Snow has been showing us. He's gonna dump it off to Snow in the backfield, and I don't know about that. It was probably a little too far behind the line of scrimmage for my liking, but Aldridge with the tackle. 2nd and 10. Snow's able to get back up to the line of scrimmage. This is a full house. Full house right here.
Yeah.
Cameron Snow gets the handoff.
Oh, my goodness.
And only gets a gain of 1. So, yep.
Sal Hernandez is a big man. He's huge.
He is. He's plugging up those holes. 3rd and 9 here. Yeah, a bit of an adjustment.
Huge
Parker Hunter
adjustment.
sees something.
Big adjustment.
What? This I don't know what the is that the I don't know what I'm looking at here, but here's going to be Parker Hunter taking a shot. And that was actually not the usual culprit of the. Who the hell is 86? What the fucking? Who is that? Who is that? That's Benacosta. I bet that's Benacosta.
Deep one-on-one. I mean, he almost had it, but that was a great play by the DB Fletcher on the play there, knocking the ball out. But here's a return. Oscar Bates gets pretty much nowhere, but to the 40, it's still a good spot to start. Both defenses coming up big here in the second half thus far. And we'll see if the Giants can get things back going. By the way, Gardner is in the game, so he's feeling better. We'll see here. Spellman going to take a pass, going to go quick throw out to Jaramillo, who's spinning for a 4-yard gain. I think we might see a little bit more passing here with Malone feeling a little bit, hurt here. His foot injury. Going empty here. Spellman getting blitzed, but get a 6-man rush, I think, but just not able to make the plays. J.D. Rose knocking it down. Try to go to the tight end, Costa. And 3rd and 6.
Costa's the Giants tight end, by the way.
Fuck. Who's the Rivera, right? Yes. And his pressure. It's Abdul Carter with the sack.
Ooh, that was huge. I feel like he could definitely had a lane there, but good job by Carter.
He did. Carter with his 2nd on the day, and Spellman only getting 3 yards on that drive, and a punt coming up here. Giants defense stepping up big here in the second half, especially the veteran Abdul Carter with that play. But here's the punter trying to pin the Giants deep in their own territory, and this one going to be really good, but just too powerful. You got to put some backspin on that next time. Into the 20-yard line again for Parker and company.
Yeah, so defense gave you another break, and I think Parker Hunter's got to find something here. Backup running back in the backfield. Parker Hunter is going to hand it off to him, and he's going to get about a gain of 2 there. Yeah, so you gotta set a tone here. You gotta start setting a rhythm. You just can't keep going 3 and out, especially if you punt it. Of course, you're giving them better field position than they're giving you. So you gotta try to find some yards. Here's Parker Hunter gonna take a screen to the backup running back who has a good bit of space. He's gonna go down. That is a very weak. I don't know. I don't like that from the backup running back. You need to go get. I mean, there's space there. I mean, I know there's a guy
too.
He did. He just needs to go out and get it. Parker Hunter's going to take a quick shot. He's going to find his man. That's a good catch. Very, very
Strong.
good catch.
Very strong
For
catch, if you
Carey
will.
Strong. That was like strong catch for Carey Strong. And I'm curious where Snow is because it's been the backup running back in these last few plays. And it is the same thing here. No Snow right now. So what we'll have to see.
Oh my
Be
god.
a play action and absolutely speared into the turf. Ehrman,
Yeah, that
the
was
so-called Giants.
yeah, former Giants to my schizophrenic mind. But tie game. This is getting dicey here.
It's getting dicey, and I'm hoping my Giants can pull it out and make a play. But it's been a very defensive heavy game, very slow. It was like a very slow game, very possession heavy game. And I think they need to put something up because I'm worried that sooner or later the Steelers are gonna break through. I feel like they've shown more promise on offense, and but of course you can't count out Snow, you can't count out Hunter. Let's see what they can do. It's going to be.
Oh man.
Why I was so confused on that, but that's going to be a sack for Parker Hunter as he tries to run out, and yeah, Pierman's all over that.
Yeah, man. He
The
wishes he was a Giant.
He
Sacking
did.
Parker Hunter in practice
He
every day.
did. Here is 3rd and
Oh.
21. Quick shot, and that was a screen, I think. I didn't like the call, and I don't.
Hernandez got in there so quickly. It had no chance.
Yeah,
but
and then 4th and 21, you're going to boot it right on back to the Steelers, who are probably going to get solid field position here. They return, and yeah, they're going to start at the 41.
Yeah, I mean, it's a rough drive there. Obviously, those 2 sacks back to back really killed it. But you know, we're getting down to the wire here. Almost, 8.5 to go. Abdul Carter is on fire right now. He's going to be the key here in this defense to try to get a stop. Here's a motion. Spellman, play action, pressure. Carter comes in, but it's going to get a quick throw and missed tackle.
Oh my god!
And again, a first down for Pat Bryant. And these missed tackles
Spellman's
have been killer.
Playing really well, I think.
Absolutely.
He's playing really well.
He's been playing with poise in the pocket and being able to roll out. Here's pressure against Spellman. Finding space, gets hit as he throws it into the ground to at least save the yardage loss. Quintana and company helping out in coverage. Malone's out on this play. I don't even know who that guy is. That's actually probably Juan Acosta. Is that the running back? Is that why I was confusing him? The missed throw there.
Sounds right.
From Spellman, but Malone is in the backfield here. 3rd and 10. Huge spot here where field goal range is possible without getting a first down. Spellman getting pressure to blitz in a corner or safety.
Oh.
Number 21, it's Kirkpatrick, the slot corner safety hybrid, the nickel. He just finds his way through.
Giants defense is getting creative. They know that they're thin on positions, and the injuries have kind of put them in an interesting situation. And they're getting very creative with these defensive calls. That's a very good stop.
Absolutely, and 7 minutes to go and counting. Big punt here for the Steelers, and it's just possession battle right now. Field position, and again, that punt, it's too good. That other punter's got to start learning how to put some spin on it.
Yeah, it just worries me that because they keep getting their drive starting at the 40 and the Giants are starting at the 20 every time. It's going to be easier for Spellman to break through if the Giants can't even just get a first down or two.
It's very true.
So here it is. Parker Hunter under center. He's going to take the snap, looking to throw in the pocket. He's going to find his man underneath. Quick gain of 5. I don't mind that at all. That's of course to the man himself, Akeem Woodson.
That was Acosta actually.
85?
That was 86.
Is that 86?
Yes, it was.
I might be racing. That is Acosta, though. That's 85.
No, that's Woodson.
That's
85.
That's
Woodson's
85.
Jesus. They're very close in numbers.
He Woodson. All right, so we hand off to the backup running back with a solid little run here, breaking a few tackles. Very nice. That's Carmichael. Yeah, I keep calling the backup running back because I haven't bothered to check his name, but he's becoming prevalent. Carmichael.
Yeah.
In the backfield on this one as well. Coyle in the slot. When is he going to see a pass? Who knows? Parker Hunter going to take the snap. He's going to fake the handoff and slug it downfield. Oh no! My God.
Scary.
That was to Akeem Woodson again, and nearly tipped up and picked off. But 2nd and 10 here for Parker Hunter and company. To be handoff to Carmichael.
Oh my God.
Getting absolutely fucking hammered.
Oh wow,
dude. This
Dalton.
is probably the heaviest amount of defense we've seen in a game. It's close. It's up there with the Raiders. You know,
I
that
think
Super
I
Bowl.
think
It's
that one
close.
was different. That one was different.
True, true, true. Here's 3rd and 9. Parker Hunter in the pocket looking to
Oh
throw,
no.
and he's hit as he throws. Cheapers.
And you
We
hate
got a
to
punt
see him
here.
get hit when his arm is in that position because that's a scary
Yeah,
potential for arm injury. But I think he's okay,
true.
luckily.
Pearman with the hit as well. I mean, it's just really, really tough day for this Giants O-line.
Yeah.
Punt is going to probably be a little bit better. That's the one maybe good takeaway here is that they are going to hopefully pin the Steelers back. Yeah, they're going to get them at the 25 now instead of being at the 40. So that's
Yeah.
nice to see.
Field position flipping here definitely helps, but this is pretty much just next score wins. It feels like this is what it's starting to feel like. But I will say, not to jinx anyone, we have yet to see a turnover today because both teams playing safe. But
Yeah,
you know, these are teams that, I mean, especially the Steelers, love to force turnovers on defense, but we haven't seen anything yet. Here's Malone in the backfield again, finding a nice run of 9. He's been in and out of the game with injury, and they save him for a fresh run of 9 there. With time just continuing to tick, under 4 minutes now. And both teams have just staggered with their offense. They just haven't been able to get any points in the second half. Here's a quick RPO out to a wide open man, number 89.
Oh my God.
Wide open space, and it's going to be a big tackle from Rose and company on the other side of the field on the 33. And that's a big play there to put them in field goal range. And at this point, you'd think they want to run this clock out, take a field goal, and get out of here, but you never know. Here's another big run. Acosta, the backup running back, big hit from Rose, first down. And this Giants defense just seems tired now. They're starting to wear out. The run defense was holding up well, and now they're getting exhausted. Spellman, 2.5 to go. Here's another handoff again. The run defense, oh my God, big hit from Bolden, but again, Acosta with a nice run of 6. And it's just going to run this to 2-minute warning probably, and Giants are going to really need to find something here. They either need to get a stop here, or they're going to have to just let them score quickly. That's the 2 options. You do not want to find yourself giving up a field goal with no time left. But 2nd and 4, Spellman going to hand this one off. Obviously, it's a good call. There's going to be 2 broken tackles, but enough Giants around to make the play. Gardner was the one with the tackle. 3rd and 9, no timeouts for either squad taken here. It's going to get really interesting with the strategy here. 1.5 minutes to go, counting, empty. Spellman, 4-man rush, looking for space up the middle, gets sacked, and there's a injury timeout. And that's not even Spellman on the field. I'm realizing that's not Akeem Barrington. That's the backup of Barrington. Why is he on the field? Spellman must have got hurt.
And he's into the tunnel. Oh man.
Wow, but
wait, what?
I don't know. I thought that was. Anyways,
I agree with. He's been on the field for a bit too. Oh man, I did not realize.
But here's a field goal, and this is a huge one. Puts them in the lead, 16-13. But that timeout, that injury timeout, actually helps the Giants a ton because now they have 3 with 1:18 for Parker Hunter to at least try to tie this and maybe go into overtime. But obviously, you're hoping for a game-winning touchdown.
Yeah, we are certainly hoping for a game-winning touchdown. But at any points are going to matter. It's been looking very bleak since the field goal at the start of the third quarter. And here he comes, Parker Hunter, in a pressure zone here, 16-13. What does he got? Takes the snap, looking to throw in the pocket. He's going to dump it off to his running back. That's Carmichael with a spin move. Getting a little bit of space there, but you need to start moving. It's probably no huddle. At no huddle, they're going to save their timeouts here. Parker Hunter's making some adjustments here as guys are getting set up on the line. Parker Hunter in the pocket. He's just going to sling it downfield. I think it's going to Akeem. Oh, my God. They are just...
Almost.
He keeps taking shots, which I respect. They just don't have the talent. They don't have the talent.
I will say, I do think that was more on the receiver. I think he just needed to look at the back shoulder. I think he was expecting inside more than outside there.
It's true. Here's his empty look here for Parker Hunter. In the pocket, looking to throw. He's going to dump it off. Finds his man, 86. Oh, God. What do you see? You're no huddle here. Super Bowl on the line.
Going on to the timeout.
At the 35-yard line. Parker Hunter, if he doesn't convert, he loses the Super Bowl. Looking to throw, finds his man underneath. He catches it. What a catch through traffic.
That's a crazy catch.
Traffic. Jeez Louise. 1st and 10 here. Still a very pressure situation. 40 seconds to go. Here's Parker Hunter in the shotgun. Oh, man, that's incomplete into the dirt, but maybe gives him a second to breathe.
Yeah.
A second, okay. Like, they're getting close to field goal range, but you need a couple first downs. Full house. I don't know how I feel about this, but let's see how it goes for Parker Hunter and company. taking some audibles at the line. He's going to look to throw. One running back into
Oh,
block, and he drops it.
I mean, drops are honestly not the worst thing in the world. It's just
Not the worst.
it's hard to
Yeah,
see the lack of
yeah.
consistency
And
here.
3rd and 10, Parker Hunter looking to throw in the pocket. He's going to take off. He's going
Oh,
to find some space. Big hit. And you have to, what are you going to do here? You have to go for it. They're going to
yeah.
no huddle go for it. They're going to get up to the
I
line.
I feel
Game
like
on the line, 4th and 5. Looking to throw.
oh
For the
no,
rollout, and that's game.
that's brutal. And I think that might be an MVP like ceiling sack there for Pierman. I think you need to take a timeout when on that last play. Take a timeout, get a breather, because saving those 2 timeouts for a potential 4th down conversion just doesn't feel good. They really need to take a timeout there to just call up a perfect play. But it's unfortunately not going to happen. Here's the 3rd string quarterback taking the kneel.
Oh yeah, Jalen McCutcheon.
Shout out to Andrew McCutcheon, Pirates legend. But yeah, that's brutal. I mean, Steelers they sneak away with having their 3rd quarterback on the field, but they just managed to survive long enough with the injuries, and both teams dealing with a lot of injuries. Very defensive battle, and unfortunately, I do think it just comes down to the Giants, talent-wise, offensively, just don't have quite enough right now. I think,
Agree.
and even with the talent they have, John Coyle had absolutely no part of this game.
Yeah.
He had no targets, no catches, nothing. And outside of that, I mean, the O-line's still young and developing, has some holes, but I mean, the Steelers team offensively did look just better overall. The score didn't really tell the story of the offensive side of things.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you right on the money. I think it was difficult. I think Snow might have gotten injured or something. Because I didn't see him out there either. Later in the game, it was a lot of Carmichael. I
Yeah.
think Snow was starting to heat up, so it's a shame that he wasn't really able to get back on the field like Malone was, and he made some big plays for his team.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously, brutal for the Giants to make their first Super Bowl in a long time and not be able to cap it off with a win. But I mean, still, got to be happy with at least the season you had, finally breaking the barrier to
Yeah,
getting to this point. But obviously, hurts still
absolutely.
to lose this one. Spellman, of the 2 quarterbacks, was definitely the better one. Was
Yeah,
made better plays when he needed to. But it was a tough day for both quarterbacks, honestly. Just hard to complete passes with the pressure in their faces. Um, but yeah, I mean, rough
yeah,
day for Hunter, honestly. He tried forcing it to down the field a lot. I respected it, but it was a lot of plays deep to players that maybe shouldn't have been getting those shots, and maybe John Coyle should have been schemed up on a deep play. But I think that's probably
yeah.
the worst thing. I think they needed to try to get him involved. They scheme him
I
up.
agree.
They didn't use him at all.
Yeah, no, not a single catch.
Yeah, that's brutal. But yeah, Marshall Malone was really good. Obviously, didn't play as much in the second half, but still showed up a couple plays here and there. But he was doing really well against this number 1 rated run defense. Snow, honestly, had that 32-yard run, struggled a lot outside of it, but it started like second half. He started to feel like maybe he was going to heat up, but missed a lot of the game there in the back end, and saw a lot of Carmichael, and he wasn't horrible, but just obviously
Yeah,
completely different story with Snow if he was there.
I hope absolutely.
Yeah, but we saw the quarterbacks run a little bit too. Spellman got a nice 14-yard carry for first down. Hunter, he was using his mobility. He had to. Unfortunately, just the Steelers defense was very athletic as well. Um, Will Jaramillo had a nice game. Really didn't show up much in the second half, but had a great start in the first half there. Givens got involved too. But yeah, this Giants, I mean, you
Ian
got,
Woodson ends up being the leading receiver.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it's brutal. I mean, they got guys involved, but when it mattered most, it just their best player did not get involved. They did not get him schemed up or anything. Snow had that big screen touchdown, but I think, yeah, that was the clear showing was the Steelers just had better weapons, and they made the plays necessary where the Giants did not. Um, Honestly, yeah. I mean, this defense, man. These tackles struggled.
Yep.
Obviously, Santiago's young. Dylan Woods is okay, not great, but Steelers D line, O line also struggled too. I mean, Giants D line put up a fight for sure on the pass rush side of things. Um, Cameron Pierman though, I mean that's very
Yeah.
possibly MVP, 4 TFLs, 2.5 sacks. A lot of that was in the back end of the game where it was like coming down to the wire and had the game-ending sack too.
No, I
Uh,
think it's definitely going to be Pierman.
yeah, Carter obviously had a really good showing as well. He's obviously the life of that defense, but just wasn't enough. You saw Young and Hernandez really get involved. Peralta had a solid game too. Mason Graham as well. Francisco got involved. Um, some guys. Bolden got a lot of involvement today, whether good or bad. He had some bad missed tackles. That would
Yeah.
be a nice stat. That they should add that missed tackles. Um,
Yeah, that would be a nice one.
um, yeah, no turnovers this game, so that was very different. We usually see at least one. Um,
Yeah, a single turnover, and it was a 16-13 games. Very
yeah,
interesting.
yeah, very interesting. It was a good game. I don't think it was better than the other two that we hold dear in our
No.
hearts. But it was still a fun one. Came down to the wire to the last plays there. Uh, Woodson had a really nice return, 66-yarder.
Yeah, that's like just as much offense as we had all game. Raheem Woodson as a returner, he played great.
Yeah, yeah, that was it
Again,
was
put us receiving. It's funny.
yeah. But Steelers had more yardage, more first downs. They were just kind of better at converting third downs too. Both teams struggled though, obviously. And when it comes down to it, the total plays were very close. Time of possession just leaned towards the Steelers, but just yeah, the Steelers' offense was just more efficient. But how do you feel? I mean, obviously, the coach of
It
this
sucks,
team.
but hey, you know what? We good fight, and I just am ashamed of like even if we just had Eduardo Alonso was healthy, that might have changed things. That was our wide receiver too.
Hmm.
Akeem Woodson, that means Akeem Woodson wouldn't have had to probably be on the field as much as he was, and yeah, but it was what it is. The injuries really did. I feel like if you weren't so injured,
God, the backup
Jesus.
quarterback just tore his pec in the Super Bowl. Yeah, he's done for next year.
Oh
Holy
man.
sh! Okay, yeah, the Steelers were also missing this Mac Morris guy who's a 94 X factor.
Oof.
Wow. Outside of that, yeah, a lot of depth. Like obviously, I think Caleb Johnson would have helped them too. But yeah, I mean, Giants, yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah, those injuries.
it's they piled up. Unfortunately, I think yeah, if you guys had like Shields and Kinley, I think, and Bellamy,
Even just in Bellamy, yep, and
Alonso,
Alonso.
yeah, those like
Yeah,
Lumen too
and
would have
Lumen.
been
Yeah, dude,
a
all
lot
those.
of those guys would have been even like two of those guys. I think Lumen and like Alonso specifically because the defense was still good. 16 points.
Yeah.
That's pretty good to hold them to. But yeah, that offense needed a boost. Um, but
Ooh.
hey, you finally made one. It was a 3-point game, so it's not like you lost
Yep.
by a lot or
No,
anything.
I'm happy. Even if we don't see another one of these, like no more Giants in the Super Bowl, I'm just glad we got there. It was very close. It's one of those where like I definitely think we could have won it, and I don't feel too bad about it. Very happy to see them there. Fun year of Giants Cardinals franchise as always. What are the Cardinals going to do with that first overall pick? It's going
Yeah,
to be
that's
fun.
yeah,
Will the Giants go back? Will the Cardinals be back in the playoffs? It's a lot of stuff that's going to
yeah,
be fun to see.
it's gonna be very interesting to see. Do you mind simming 1 week so we can see the MVP? I'm sure it's Pierman, um, but you never know. Could be somebody else for some reason, but I think it's gonna be Pierman. Um,
Yeah,
had a really big impact in that back half of the game with the game-ending sack as well. Um,
yeah,
and it is Cameron Pierman who not a Giant previously, but
I'm
um,
Giant.
a great week for great game for him. And obviously, look at these real quick. Parker Hunter offensively, I mean, it's not much. I mean, you can't really give it to too many people.
Yeah, if he's the only guy getting the ball consistently.
Yeah,
That's a rough one. I think if
yeah,
Snow could stay in all game, it probably would have been Snow.
yeah,
I don't know, I liked what I saw from him down the stretch, but he just got injured mid game, and that
yeah,
really fucked him over.
yeah. Carter obviously was the defensive MVP there for the Giants. pouring his heart and soul into this team. And then offensively, Steelers, Spellman, fair enough. Again, really, I mean, was pretty solid for what he needed to be. And then Pierman with his performance there. But that is going to be it for this one. This is year 7 in the books. We've got 3 more of these to go. And we'll
What?
have to see here. Can our teams make it back to Super Bowls and maybe win any, or are we gonna remain winless? Um, in these past couple years, continuing that streak here. I don't know, but yeah, big question. Giants, can they do it again? Can they make it back? They finally broke the barrier of that Super Bowl appearance, but I don't know. I don't know what the contract situation is. We'll get into that next time, but
Yep.
um, I do think the talent's still there, and I think they just need to improve that offense, and they can absolutely repeat and maybe get a win this time. Um,
Yes.
and then Cardinals, obviously, you mentioned it, the number 1 pick. That's a that's a Cardinals thing that we haven't seen in a while, which is rare for the Cardinals. It's been since Kyler Murray was drafted, who was the one who won us 3 Super Bowls in a row, brought us to 4 in a row. It's yeah, I mean it's or no, was it Skillen? It was Skillen in the Super Bowl. My bad. Kyler left. Um,
Yeah.
but either
Probably
way,
went 3-0 in the Super Bowl and
yes,
left.
yes. Um,
Yep.
but either way, yeah, it's gonna be very interesting. Cardinals down year, but they still have a lot of good players. It's just they gotta revamp, get some new blood in there. Um, we'll see. I'm very curious to see how both of our teams do. But thank you, Voodoo, for joining me.
Thank you, Cameron, for having me.
Yeah, it's very fun, and we will see you guys next time. And thank you for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.
Take it easy.